Hey fellas, hope you guys doing great. In today's video we will see, what if Naruto built his new life with a harem of all main ponies, part 3. Huge shout out to RayKage52 for this story. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe and like the video. So let's start the story. It has been weeks after their training, the ponies returned to their normal life. If by normal it means that the main 6 and CMC plus Spike is still doing their normal routine before knowing Jutsu. As for Twilight, she keeps asking Naruto if she could learn more about chakra and Jutsu. She asked if she could learn Fuinjutsu. Naruto was shocked and amazed that Twilight wants to learn the most complex art in ninjutsu. Naruto thought about it. He agrees and he will teach Twilight about Fuinjutsu. Twilight squealed in excitement that she could learn more about Jutsu. Naruto also thinks he should give metajutsu lessons to Fluttershy and Twilight, maybe also Rarity. So he did. He gives Fluttershy and Rarity a lesson about metajutsu if they have a day off. He gives each ponies and dragon a scroll of jutsu to learn about their elements. He only gives them D to B rank jutsu, except the CMC only have D rank jutsu. He won't give them any higher until they're ready. They train if they get a chance. Few days after their training, the CMC became his genin team. He places a request board in front of Sugarcube Corner. Whenever any ponies wants a request, they'll just put it on the request board. If any CMC or Naruto fetches a request, they have to show it to the team. Of course, all are D rank missions, nothing more. Spike helps the team time to time. The team are happy every time Spike joins them in their mission, especially the fillies. Sometimes Gilda keeps complaining cause they don't have any higher missions. Their latest mission is to help Applejack harvest some apples at the Sweet Apple Acre. Naruto's team were helping Applejack bring in some apples alongside with Twilight and Spike. Spike is on Twilight's back with apples and with CMC's trail behind. No. Nope. Nope dash, Spike said while checking through the apples. The team picks up the apple that Spike threw away. The team glares at the dragon a bit. I thank you guys kindly for helping me out. I bet Big Macintosh and I could get all these golden delicious apples in the barn by lunchtime. If I win, he's gonna walk down Stirrup Street in one of Granny's girdles, said Applejack. Big sis, you didn't? Apple Bloom tries to hold her laughter, thinking her big brother wearing Granny's girdles. Applejack replies with a nod while smiling deviously. Big Macintosh in a girdle? Naruto mentally laughs seeing Big Mac in a girdle. What happens if you lose? Asked Naruto. Applejack froze a bit. I won't tell y'all. Naruto pouted. He really wants to know if Applejack lose. Applejack chuckles seeing Naruto's pout. No problem at all, Applejack. I'm glad the goal is lunchtime. All this hard work is making me hungry, said Twilight. I thought the goal is to embarrass Big Macintosh, asked Naruto. The two Maras ignored the stallion's comment, while the CMC and Spike snickered. I know, right? Said Spike, as he throws an apple that hit Twilight's head and bounced to the team's heads. The team and Twilight gave him a mean stare. Spike just smiled nervously. Spike, you've been on Twilight's back all morning while we work, said Scudilla while glaring at the little Drake. Exactly. It's not my mission and I miss snack time, said Spike. The teams rolled their eyes. Suddenly they heard a growling noise came from Twilight and Naruto's stomach. Twilight nervously laughed. Hee. I guess we better get some food. It seems I'm hungry again, said Naruto, while scratching his neck. What? You already ate 20 bowls of apple ramen this morning, said Scudilla. Only 20 bowls, no wonder I'm so hungry. Every pony looks at him with their mouth hanging down. Except for Scudilla, who knows her brother's appetite well. She just hoof-planed. What? Said Naruto with a confused expression. Every pony shook their head and ignored the bottomless stomach of a stallion. Nope. Worm. Aha! Said Spike as he went through more apples until he came upon a good-looking apple. Oh, Spike, that looks delicious, said Twilight. Delicious is right, Naruto said as he licked his lips. Spike then devoured that apple. You dick! Naruto was whacked on the head by two Maras. Applejack glares at him. Not in front of the little ones. The CMC got confused. What did Naruto say? Naruto groans and rubbing his head. Suddenly Spike burped out a scroll. "It's a letter from Princess Celestia," said Twilight. "What does it say, Spike?" Naruto asked. Spike undid the seal and unrolled the scroll before clearing his throat and speaking dramatically. "Hear ye! Hear ye! Her Grand Royal Highness, Princess Celestia, is pleased to announce the Grand Galloping Gala to be held in the magnificent capital of Canterlot on the 21st of blah blah blah," Spike said, skipping a few details before getting to cordially extends an invitation to Twilight Sparkle plus one guest. Spike removed 2 golden tickets from the scroll and Twilight grabbed them with her magic, all the girls saying excitably, "The Grand Galloping Gala? The Grand Galloping Gala!" said the 5 females as they cheered and danced. The guys just stood there with solemn faces, not even cheering with them. "What's this about a gala, Twilight?" Naruto asked. "The Grand Galloping Gala is the most prestigious ball in Equestria," Twilight explained, squealing with a giddy smile. "It's something any pony would give their hoof for a chance to attend." "It's really girly," Spike scoffed. "Too much dancing and Naruto waved his hoof for him to move along. "Well, you know," Spike insisted. "Other girly stuff." "Oh, come on, Spike, it won't be that bad," said Sweetie Belle. "So basically, this is a party mostly for the rich folks," Naruto said blankly. "Well, yes. Besides, a dance would be nice." Twilight blushes looking at Naruto, imagining her and Naruto dancing at the gala. Twilight's vision. Twilight sitting alone on a corner at the ballroom, but suddenly a handsome orange stallion offers her a dance. "Can I offer you a dance?" asked Naruto with a smile. Twilight blushes and nodded. Twilight and Naruto moves to the dance floor. Music was perfect for Twilight. As they danced the night away, Naruto's face moved closer to her. Twilight's eyes went wide, then she also moves in closer. Luna's moonlight shines on them. Her face moves closer than ever to Naruto's face and closer, closer, until... End of Twilight's vision. Twilight's daydream was interrupted by Naruto, who's looking at her curiously. "Hey! Twilight, you okay? You look kinda red." Twilight shook her head. "Yes, I am fine, just fine." Naruto raises an eyebrow. "Anyway, it would be nice to go," said Twilight. "Nice? It's a heap of good, it's more than just nice." "I'd love to go," said Applejack. Applejack's vision. "Land sakes, if I had an apple stand set up, ponies would be chowing our tasty victuals till the cows came home. Do you have any idea how much business I could drum up for Sweet Apple Acres? Why, with all that money, we could do a heap of fixin' up round here. We could replace that saggy old roof, and Big Macintosh could replace that saggy old plow, and Granny Smith could replace that saggy old hip." Applejack said as in her mind, "You see many ponies lined up, then her barn is fixed, Big Macintosh's plow is fixed, and Granny Smith's hip is fixed." End of Applejack's vision. "Can you really replace a hip?" Naruto thought, seeing Applejack, and Applebloom's eyes sparkled and widened. "Wow, I'd give my right hind leg to go to the gala." Twilight and Naruto approaches. "Well, in that case, would you like to dash?" Before Twilight could finish, they heard a cry above. As they looked up, Rainbow Dash suddenly dropped down and crashed against the 3. Naruto, who had eyes rolling in spiral, is lying face down. Twilight also had eyes and mouth pulled down too, and Applejack looked like a comical nuisance. "Are we talking about the Grand Galloping Gala?" Rainbow asked. Applejack rose up and looks at Rainbow Dash. "Rainbow Dash? You told me you were too busy to help me in the harvest. What were you so busy about? Spying?" Rainbow Dash turns her back and points at a tree and said, "No. I was busy." All looks up at the tree and saw a sheet lying on a branch with a pillow. "Napping," lazy Naruto thought. Rainbow Dash flew in front of Twilight, while upside down. "And coincidentally I heard you got an extra ticket," smiled widening. "Yeah, but Dash," said Twilight until she was cut off. "Yes." Rainbow Dash sprung up in the air. "This is so awesome!" Then she did a backflip. "The Wonderbolts performs at the Grand Galloping Gala every year. I can imagine it already." Rainbow Dash's vision. A rally is taking place to watch the Wonderbolts perform. Every pony would be watching the sky, their eyes riveted on the Wonderbolts, but then in would fly some pony. As she hit the cloud to reveal herself. Rainbow Dash! The audience gasps by the Pegasus's appearance. I would draw their attention with my super speed strut. Rainbow Dash performs an awesome performance. The audience cheers for the performance. Then I would mesmerize them with my fantastic Philly Flash. And for my grand finale, the Buccaneer Blaze. The Wonderbolts' mouths drop after seeing the Buccaneer Blaze. The ponies would go wild. Sure enough, the audience did go nuts for this performance. The Wonderbolts would insist that my signature moves be incorporated into their routine, and then welcomes me as their newest member. Finally, the Wonderbolts puts her in as one with the Wonderbolt. End of Rainbow Dash's vision. Do you understand, you guys? Rainbow Dash began to float in the sky. This might be my only chance to show my talent, Rainbow Dash said, showing her arm muscles. You must take me. Yet Twilight, if Rainbow Dash were there, she will join the Wonderbolts immediately, said Scootaloo excitedly. Suddenly Applejack bit Rainbow Dash's tail, pulling her away from Twilight and Naruto. Hold on just one pony pickin' minute here, muttered Applejack while Rainbow Dash's tail still on her mouth spits it out. I asked for that ticket first, bringing her face closer to Rainbow's face while glaring at her. So? That doesn't mean you own it, said Rainbow Dash as she and Applejack were face to face. Applejack brought her face close to Rainbow Dash again. Oh yeah? Well, I challenge you to a hoof wrestle. Winner gets the ticket, said Applejack. They both try to hoof wrestle, while Apple Bloom cheers for her sister and Scootaloo for Rainbow Dash, but Twilight stopped them. She separated the two and yells at them. Girls, these tickets are mine. Twilight pointed to herself. I decide with whom to go, thank you very much. Then looks at Rainbow Dash and Applejack. Whoever has the best reason to go will have the ticket, don't you think? Twilight wondered. Applejack took a quick step forward with a smile. Drumming up business for the farm? Then Scootaloo took a quick step, passed by Applejack. The opportunity for Rainbow Dash to audition for the Wonderbolts. Then Apple Bloom steps forward, passed by Scootaloo. Money to fix Granny's hip. This time Rainbow Dash steps forward and cry. Living the dream. Oh my, those were all pretty good reasons, aren't they? Twilight nervously looking at them. Then her stomach growls again. Listen to that, I am starving. I don't know about you, but I can't make important decisions on an empty stomach, so I'll think about it over lunch and get back to you too, okay? Slowly backs away from the two Maras to Spike's side, while smiling nervously and dart to town. Yeah, I'm kinda hungry too, said Naruto. He looks at his team. It seems our mission is over, you go whatever you want now. Naruto walks to catch up with the lavender mare. The ponies gives into disappointment. Okay. Then Applejack and Rainbow Dash looks at each other and lightning came out of their eyes, as the two went back to try hoof wrestling again. The CMC got nothing to do now, for now, they just cheer at the two mares' meaningless contest. In town, Naruto was about to catch up to Twilight until he saw Big Macintosh in a girdle. He approaches Big Mac and said, It takes a brave stallion to wear a girdle. I salute you, you brave soul. Naruto salutes to Big Macintosh, as he walks away to find a certain mare. Every pony on the street eyes went wide. All the stallion gives Big Macintosh a huge salute too. Big Macintosh was shocked, then he lifts his head up high and proudly walks the street of Ponyville. Each passed stallion gives Big Mac a salute. Naruto is walking on the street of Ponyville, until he saw Twilight walking towards Sugarcube Corner with Spike on her back. Hearing Spike said about whom shall Twilight give the 2 tickets to, suddenly a pink blur crashes into both Twilight and Spike. Naruto runs towards them and helps Twilight up. Meanwhile the tickets fell on Pinkie Pie's face and screamed, Gah! Bats! Bats on my face! Help! As she was overreacting about the tickets on her face, thinking that they are bats, then jump into Naruto's arms, she blushes. After she calms down long enough to see what they really are. Wait, these aren't tickets to the Grand Galloping Gala. Pinkie Pie's vision. It's the most amazing, incredible, tremendous, super fun, wonderful, terrifically humongous party in all of Equestria. I've always wanted to go. Insert song. Pinkie Pie. Oh, the Grand Galloping Gala is the best place for me. Oh, the Grand Galloping Gala is the best place for me. Hip hip. Hooray! It's the best place for me. For Pinkie. Pinkie Pie, with decorations like streamers and fairy lights and pinwheels and piñatas and pincushions. With goodies like sugar cubes and sugar canes and sundaes and sunbeams and sarsaparilla. And I get to play my favoriteest of favorite fantabulous games like pin the tail on the pony. Pinkie Pie. Oh, the Grand Galloping Gala is the best place for me. Pinkie, looking at the fun mirror, she saw a large Pinkie Pie. Oh, the Grand Galloping Gala is the best place for me, taking picture at the photo booth making funny faces. 'Cause it's the most gallerific superly-terrific gala ever. She flew up to the sky with many balloon tie over her waist. In the whole galaxy. And for Pinkie Pie's vision. Pinkie was bouncing around Twilight, Spike, and Naruto left them puzzled. Oh, thank you, Twilight! It's the most wonderfulest gift in the world, said Pinkie Pie, sticking to the face of Twilight with a big smile. Actually, said Twilight nervously as Spike picked up the tickets. Spike looked at them a moment. Suddenly a gasp caught the attention of Spike. It was Rarity. Are these what I think they are? Asked Rarity, pointing excitedly at the tickets while Spike was a little scared. This can't be good, Naruto muttered. Said Twilight. Yes. Twilight's taking me to the Grand Galloping Gala in Canterlot, said Pinkie Pie excitedly. The gala! Rarity exclaimed with wide eyes. I design outfits for the gala every year, but have never had the opportunity to attend. Oh, the society, the culture, and the glamour. It's where I truly belong, and where I'm destined to meet him. Him, said Pinkie Pie as if she knew whom Rarity was speaking about. Who? Him, said Rarity. Rarity's vision. In Canterlot, the rich folks are in the ballroom talking when they suddenly see Rarity with a dress walks in. I would stroll through the gala, and everyone would wonder, who is that mysterious mare? They would never guess that I was just a simple pony from little old Ponyville. Why, I would cause such a sensation that I would be invited for an audience with Princess Celestia herself, and the princess would be so taken with the style and elegance that she would introduce me to him, her nephew, the most handsome, eligible unicorn stallion in Canterlot. You then see a handsome stallion looking at Rarity. Our eyes would meet, our hearts would melt. Our courtship would be magnificent. He would ask for my hoof in marriage, and of course I would say, yes. We would have a royal wedding befitting a princess, which is, Rarity giggles, what I would become upon marrying him, the stallion of my dreams. End of Rarity's vision. Naruto's eyes began to twitch. Kurama, who felt this? Are you jealous? Kurama, smug. Imagine Naruto's expression. Naruto got comically blush, and yells at the fox in his mindscape, of course not. Naruto cuts his connection before he hears the orange fox's thunderous laugh. Twilight, I simply cannot believe you would invite Pinkie Pie so she can party, and prevent me from meeting my one true love. How could you? Humph, said Rarity, as she seems disappointed by Twilight's decision, even though Twilight did not invite anyone yet. While Naruto is seeing this scene unfold, Angel, who is one of Fluttershy's bunnies, took the tickets from Spike. Hey, said Spike as he was surprised by the bunny's actions. Angel showed them to Fluttershy, who replies with a small gasp. Angel, these are perfect, said Fluttershy. While Rarity still gave Twilight the back, and Pinkie, who kept bouncing, then Twilight said, listen girls. I haven't yet decided who to give the extra ticket to. That catches both Mare's attention, then turns and looks at Twilight. You haven't? Of course not. She just got them and hasn't decided yet, said Naruto, who got a little annoyed by the situation. Excuse me, sorry, said a timid voice, calling attention to the present, and turned out to be Fluttershy with her rabbit had tickets in the mouth. Twilight. I would just like to ask, if it would be alright if you haven't given it to someone else, said Fluttershy until being rudely cut off by Rarity. You wanted to go to the gala? Rarity asked, surprised and somewhat annoyed. Fluttershy shyly looks away. No. But until Angel gave her a slight kick on the leg with a look of assertiveness. Oh, I mean yes, or in fact, something like that, that is. Fluttershy's vision. You see, it's not so much the grand galloping gala as it is the wondrous private gated garden that surrounds the dance. The garden shows a huge variety of wildlife. The flowers are said to be the most beautiful and fragrant in all of Equestria. For the night of the gala, and that night alone, would they all be in bloom. And that's just the flora. Don't get me started on the fauna. Then she sees a lot of animals. There's loons and toucans and bitterns, oh my. Hummingbirds that can really hum, and buzzards that can really buzz. White blue jays, and red jays, and green jays, pink jays and pink flamingos. And Fluttershy's vision. Fluttershy was flying as she hugged Angel, Twilight somewhat surprised and said, "Gee, Fluttershy, that sound, very beautiful." Suddenly a yell interrupted Twilight. "Wait just a minute." Rainbow Dash was above the roof of a house with a frown. "Rainbow Dash! Were you following us?" Twilight asked, somewhat annoyed, while Rainbow Dash landed on the floor. "No. I mean yes. I mean maybe. Hey, it does not matter. I could not risk a goody four shoes a pony like you give away a ticket to any pony," Rainbow Dash said with a frown. Applejack suddenly entered the scene. "Wait just another pickin' minute." Naruto standing and asked with a tone of annoyance. "Applejack! You're not here to do the same crap that Rainbow Dash is trying, are you?" Applejack frowns but still pointed at Rainbow Dash. "No. I wanted to make sure that this one won't do any funny business." Applejack muttering. "Still trying to take my ticket." Rainbow Dash began to fly back and pointed indignantly at Applejack. "Your ticket!" Pinkie joins the argument with a frown. "But Twilight's taking me." Naruto and Twilight are seen surrounded by the main five. The argument got Naruto's nerve and shouted at full volume, "Enough!" while Pinkie still went on. "And then I said, oatmeal, are you Kraz Dash?" Pinkie Pie said as she was rambling on some random stuff until she sees the others look at her. "Oh. Girls, this is getting out of control," said Naruto with an annoyed tone. As Rarity about to complain, she was stopped by Naruto, who looks at them with red glowing eyes and sharp teeth. "Princess Celestia gave her the tickets, so she gets the final say on who she's inviting." "Naruto is right, well." Twilight's stomach roared again. "I'm really hungry." Then looks at the group. "Now go! Shoo!" 5 Maras were complaining while going to their separate way. "And don't worry, I'll figure this out," Twilight exclaimed, then lowers her head. Somehow. "Come on, Chui, let's get something to eat," said Naruto. "When did you call me Chui?" Twilight asked while she got red on her cheeks. Naruto blushes and defends. "What? Can't I call you Chui?" Twilight shook her head. "No. I'm just surprised at all." Yeah, come on, there's a restaurant around the corner," said Naruto. Twilight followed the orange stallion with Spike trailing behind. They arrive at the restaurant, the same restaurant that Naruto first arrived in Ponyville. The group finds a table while Twilight is still confused about who she's give the extra ticket to. Applejack, Rarity, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie, all of them had good reasons to attend the gala. Okay, except maybe for Pinkie Pie, whose only reason is to party. Twilight sat down on a chair with her head above the table, still wondering. "Guys, what am I gonna do? All 5 of my best friends have really good reasons to go to the gala." Twilight began to get the flower petals with her magic. "Applejack or Rainbow Dash? Pinkie Pie or Fluttershy, Rarity? Oh, who should go with me?" Her stomach rumbles, so she eats the flower petals from the table. "Have you made your decision?" asked the waiter that seemingly had a French accent. "I can't decide," Twilight shouts out, which draws the attention of few others. "Twilight, he just wants to take your order," Naruto said to her while pointing at the menu. "Oh hee," Twilight laughed nervously. "Sorry about that, Savoir, it isn't her day." Naruto apologized. "No problem, Monsieur Naruto," Savoir said to the blonde stallion. "The usual, monsieur?" "Yes, please," said Naruto and looks at the stressful mare. "While Twilight will have." "I would love a daffodil and daisy sandwich," said Twilight. Spike asked with a smile. Do you have any ruby? The waiter gave him a steady look. No? Spike frowns. Okay. Spike threw the menu behind him. I'll have the hay fries, extra crispy. What do you think, guys? Asked Twilight. Spike turned his head with a raised eyebrow. I think we should look for another restaurant. I like grass just fine. Spike then spread his arms, looking back to front. But would it hurt any pony to offer some gemstones? But Spike, no ponies serve gemstones here, said Naruto, while Spike gives him a solemn look. Exactly. They should serve gemstones for dragon, said Spike while glares at the orange stallion. You're the only dragon here, said Naruto blankly. Your point? Said Spike while he raised an eyebrow. Twilight got annoyed by the two who ignored her. Guys! I mean about the gala and the ticket, and who I should take, said Twilight in annoyance. Spike pressed his brows with his thumb and forefinger. Twilight, you're still thinking about that? Twilight hit the table, throwing flowers, and she yelled at Spike. Guys, listen. How do I choose? And when I do choose, will the other four be mad at me? I mean, I could give up my ticket and give away 2, but that would still leave 3 disappointed ponies. What if I dash? Before she could finish, the waiter brings their food. Ah, your food, said Savoir. Twilight got her sandwich, Spike his hay fries, while Naruto got his apple ramen. Oh, thank you. This looks so good. I'm sure everything will be much clearer once I eat, said Twilight. As Twilight grabs the sandwich, the other ponies gallop inside the restaurant. What's going on? Naruto asked himself. Monsieur? Are you and friends going to eat your food in the rain? Asked Savoir. What are you talking about? It not, Naruto said, surprised, but taking a better look, it was raining and thundering less about where they were. Raining? What's going on? Asked Twilight. Then Naruto pointed at the sky with an annoyed face. There was a hole in the clouds, so that's why they weren't rained on. Rainbow Dash poked her head with a smile and says, Hi, they're best friends forever I've ever had. Enjoying the sunny weather? Said Rainbow Dash as she was acting innocently. Rainbow Dash, what are you doing? Twilight asked the Pegasus, obviously annoyed by Rainbow's actions. What do you mean? I just saw the smartest, most generous pony about to get rained on, so I thought I'd kick a hole in the clouds to keep her and the rest of you dry so she could dine in peace, that's all. Twilight raises an eyebrow, while Naruto's roll his eyes. Rainbow, you're not trying to get extra consideration for the extra ticket by doing me extra special favors, are you? Me? No, of course not. Are you serious? Because I think you're just after the ticket, said Naruto with a raised eyebrow. Hey! I'd do it for any pony when and where you need it. Naruto then pointed and asked, How do you explain that? The place where Naruto had pointed out are the several ponies who's trying to find shelter to keep them dry. Rainbow Dash giggled nervously. Taking this opportunity, the guys finished their meal. Before anything bad happened. Rainbow, I am not comfortable accepting unwanted favors, so I'd appreciate it if you close up that rain cloud right now, said Twilight. Ugh, fine. Rainbow Dash then zipped up the hole in the cloud. That's better. Twilight was about to enjoy the sandwich, Naruto nervously told. Twilight, may I remind you that? Suddenly the rain got harder and doused her and her sandwich. She groans in anger while Naruto and Spike snickered in enjoyment. Rarity enters the scene with an umbrella and a coat. Twilight, Naruto, Spikey Wikey. It's raining, Rarity said, to which Twilight replied with a look of false happiness. No, really? In a sarcastic tone. Come with me, before you guys catch a cold. Rarity grabbed both Twilight and Naruto while Spike follows them to Carousel Boutique. Naruto then sighed, getting ready to be annoyed by all this. When they arrive at the Carousel Boutique, Twilight shook like a dog when she shook the water off her. She gets the nearest pony's wetter, who happens to be Naruto and Rarity. They both ended up covered in water. Oops, sorry, said Twilight as she sees a doused Rarity with a solemn look on her face, while Naruto uses his fire release to heat himself dry. Rarity quickly changing to a happy expression and said, Oh no, it's quite alright. She stick her head to Twilight's side. After all, we are the best of friends, are we not? And you know what the best of friends do? Said Twilight. Makeovers, said Rarity. Rarity took Twilight behind a cover and shoved both Naruto and Spike while they shouted, H. You could hear some commotion going on back there. There. Oh, you're simply darling, said Rarity as it reveals she put a dress on Twilight. Yeah, it is kinda pretty, isn't it? Said Twilight. Spike made a look of disgust, putting his finger over his tongue, while Naruto was surprised looking at Twilight. Twilight does look pretty. Naruto shook his head. Okay, where'd that come from? While the Bijus snickered at Naruto. Spike continues to look of disgusted as he accidentally puts his hand to his mouth when Rarity came over. And you too. Oh, Naruto, Spike, I have a dandy little outfit for the dashing gent, said Rarity. Naruto and Spike tried to run away, but Rarity was faster and stronger. I did say both Rarity and Fluttershy have the same strength as Sakura and Tsunade. She brought the curtain as boys began to scream behind the curtain. Naruto, for his part, he cried, "O-E-C-H! Rarity, oi! Hey, careful with my tail and my mane!" While Spike screamed, "Ouch! Watch out! Hey! Watch it! Whoa!" Spike and Naruto had a suit that looked like in the 1800s, except that Spike was blue and Naruto is orange and bigger, especially Naruto's hair was neatly combed. Rarity said, "Now you just need a hat." She puts a hat on both Naruto and Spike's head. Naruto blushes from embarrassment, then he hears the Bijus laughing so loud that Shikaku almost choked. Naruto got angry and throws the hat away. "Ugh! I told you I'm not in this kind of stuff." He made his mane spiky again. "Let's go, Spike." "We'll see you at the library, Twilight." Naruto walks out from the shop. Meanwhile, Spike got rid of his own clothes and took it off to follow the blonde stallion. "Oh, who needs them anyway? This is all about you, and how fabulous you'll look at the grand galloping gala," said Rarity while dressing her. Twilight is looking at herself in the mirror and is amazed with the dress that Rarity made. Twilight was slightly annoyed. "Wait, the grand..." Twilight could not finish the sentence until Rarity interrupted. "And oh my goodness, what a coincidence! I happen to have an ensemble of my own that matches yours to a T." Then she hugged Twilight. "We would be the belles of the ball, you and I. Everyone would be clamoring for our attention. All eyes would be on us, and then everyone would finally know the most beautiful, most talented, most sophisticated pony in all of Equestria is Rarity the unicorn." "Ah," Rarity said as her eyes were covered with stars. Twilight then stopped as she heard the last statement. Even Naruto somehow heard that, even if he was outside. Rarity looks down and saw Twilight's angry look made Rarity laugh nervously. "And Twilight sparkle, of course, hee. Twilight stood up then pointed at Rarity. "I've seen what's happening. You're flattering me to give you the extra ticket, but it will not work." She took off the dress and throws it over to Rarity. "You're going to have to wait for my decision just like everyone else." She walks towards the door. "Now, if you'll excuse me. I've been trying all day just to get some lunch." Before Twilight walks outside, she saw Applejack pop out from the door and say, "Did some pony say lunch?" Who stood right in front of her. Then Applejack took her and fell to the ground. When Twilight opened her eyes, she saw a large cart with different variety of food. "You got to be kidding me?" said Twilight, as she saw Applejack introduce each food on the cart. "I got apple pie, apple fritters, apple tarts, apple dumplings, apple crisps, apple crumblers, and apple brown Betty." Twilight's eyes went wide as she saw so many food. The dessert's not my auntie." "What do you say there, best friend?" Twilight's stomach rumbled. Applejack asked, "Is that a yes?" Twilight narrows her eyes and looks at Applejack. "No. No." Twilight expression changed into a frown. "I don't know who I'm giving the ticket to, and all these favors aren't making it any easier to decide. In fact, I'm less sure now than I was this morning." "Ugh!" she ran with frustration. "So, is that a maybe?" Applejack asked hopefully. Twilight galloped towards her home. When she opens the door, she saw Fluttershy cleaning and singing in her house with some of her animal friends. and also saw Naruto, who's lodging around drinking an apple juice served by Angel, who got an annoying expression on his face. Naruto smug to see the little white devil in misery. He and Angel didn't always see eye to eye. But Angel is doing this for Fluttershy, so she could get the ticket. Fluttershy, not you too? Twilight frowns at Fluttershy's action. Oh well, hello Twilight. I hope you don't mind, but we're all doing a little spring cleaning for you, said Fluttershy. While Twilight got annoyed and said, It's summer. Fluttershy frowned. Oh well, better late than never, right? It was Angel's idea. Twilight saw Angel, who stopped serving Naruto, who is now preparing some salad, who's also giving Twilight a wave. You're not doing this for the ticket, are you? Twilight asked with her eyebrow raised. Oh no, I'm doing this because you're my very best friend. Right, Angel? As Fluttershy slowly lands on the ground, then looks at Angel, who frowned. Oh yes, we are just doing this for the ticket. Angel rushes to Twilight, giving her the salad he prepared. Twilight's stomach growls again. Naruto went to the yellow mare's side. That's nice, Fluttershy, doing this for Twilight, but you have to leave now. Naruto activates his chakra arms and grabs Fluttershy, Angel, and some of her animal friends. Twilight is really having a bad day, she needs some rest and food. As Naruto opens the door, Pinkie Pie appears and say, Surprise! She grabs Twilight and tosses her to the air with some random pony. Naruto's eyebrow twitched. What's with these ponies grabbing one another? Pinkie Pie began to sing. Pinkie Pie. Twilight is my bestest friend. Whoopee, whoopee. Twilight and Naruto, Pinkie. Pinkie Pie. She's the cutest, smartest, all-around best pony. Twilight, Pinkie. Pinkie Pie. I bet if I throw a super-duper fun party. Naruto, Pinkie. Pinkie Pie. She'll give her extra ticket to the gala to me. Twilight and Naruto, Pinkie. Both Naruto and Twilight shouted, whichever pony stopped but Twilight still in midair, who falls but catches by Naruto. Twilight blushes but shakes her head and looks at Pinkie. At least the other ponies tried to be subtle about the ticket. What ticket? Said some random ponies. Naruto looks nervous and muttered. Oh, you didn't know? Twilight has an extra ticket to the Grand Galloping Gala, said Pinkie Pie. The Grand Galloping Gala? Every pony shouted. Pinkie! Naruto's skull looks at the pink mare. Twilight nervously moves away from the crowd of ponies with Spike, but was stopped by random ponies as they tried to flatter her and asking requests from her. She had enough, so she ran. Every pony chased after them, as the main five also chased after them too, but was stopped by Naruto's chakra arms, who looks at them with bloody red eyes, really sharp fangs, and leaking a bit of ki, making every pony cower in fear, almost making Fluttershy and Rarity faint. Do you know how Twilight feels about this? Naruto shouted at the ponies. The ponies tried to respond, but Naruto's ki is too overwhelming. Naruto looks at them and said, Do you honestly believe that Twilight will choose between all of you? The Maras got confused. No! She can't! Naruto lowered his ki, making the ponies calm down a bit. Naruto frowns at them. Twilight is your best friend, but you just put so much pressure on her. If she gives one of you the ticket, she believes you guys won't be her friend anymore. Every pony's head drops down, feeling so ashamed. I guess we all got carried away with ourselves. Some more than others, said Applejack in a tone of disappointment. Yes, said every pony. Naruto nodded and walks out to the door. Okay, good. If you'll excuse me, I need to get a certain lavender mare. Before he goes after Twilight, he leaves a Harem maker on Twilight's main living room. Naruto searches for the lavender mare almost everywhere in Ponyville, until he saw a bunch of ponies making their way into an alley. Naruto channels his chakra to his hooves. He ran up the wall of the house to get a better view. He saw Twilight, surrounded by a bunch of ponies. He rushes towards her before anything happens to her. Twilight and Spike were cornered in an alley with nowhere to run. The crowd was closing in fast, all of them shouting out various favors they would offer in exchange for the extra ticket. What are we gonna do now, Twilight? Spike asks. The mare didn't answer. She got so nervous she couldn't teleport. Suddenly an orange blur appears in front of them. Naruto! The two shouted. Yo, Naruto replied. Naruto grabs both Twilight and Spike. In a yellow flash they disappeared, much to the surprise of the crowd. They teleported in Twilight's home. Spike got dizzy and nearly hurled form Naruto's teleportation jutsu. Ugh, warn me next time you're gonna do that, said Spike. Naruto was about to apologize, but he was stopped by Twilight. No time! Quick, lock the door! As they raced around to close all the doors and windows. Once Twilight was certain she was safe, she sighs in relief. Until the light turns on, they saw their friends standing in front of them. Twilight couldn't take it anymore, and lets out a scream. I can't decide. I just can't, said Twilight. All of you have good reasons to want to go, or to get the extra ticket. I can't choose, it isn't fair. Not even if you reassure me it is. And even if it was, just look at what it's done to you. To all of you. You've all been arguing and fighting, and trying to charm the ticket out of me. Maybe I'm just new to this friendship thing, but I thought friendship was about virtues like honesty and kindness. Not lying and manipulation. Twilight kneels clutching her head. Applejack puts her hoof on Twilight's head, trying to calm her friend down. Twilight, sugar, I didn't mean to put so much pressure on you, and if it helps, I don't want the ticket anymore. You can give it to some pony else. I won't feel bad, I promise. Fluttershy flew to Twilight, who frowns for her action. Me too. I feel just awful that I made you feel so awful. And me too. It's no fun upsetting your friends, said Pinkie with a frown while pointing herself. Twilight, it was unfair of me to try to force you as I did, said Rarity, who's also pointing herself. Then Rainbow flew happily and screaming. Yes. That means the ticket is mine. Ha ha, sing-song voice, I got the ticket, I got the ticket. Rainbow Dash stopped as she see every pony looking at her with a disappointed look. Meanwhile Naruto raised his eyebrow. And he summoned a clone moments ago who is now holding a yardstick which he used to hit the girls during their training. Rainbow Dash nervously looks away. You know, I haven't perfected my signature moves for the Wonderbolts anyway. I don't need that ticket either. We all got so gun-ho about going to the gala that we couldn't see how un-gun-ho we were making you, said Applejack. We're sorry, Twilight, said Everpony. Twilight smiles at this. Spike, take a letter, please, Twilight instructed. Spike pulled a quill and a piece of paper from behind his back, don't ask where he got them, and stood ready. Dear Princess Celestia, Twilight began. I've learned that one of the joys of friendship is sharing your blessings, but when there's not enough blessings to go around, having more than your friends can make you feel pretty awful. So, though I appreciate the invitation, I will be returning both tickets to the Grand Galloping Gala. What? Everpony shouted except Naruto, who smiled proudly at the lavender mare. If none of my friends can go, then I don't want to go either. Twilight, you don't have to do that, said Applejack with a frown. Nope. I've made up my mind. Spike, you can send the letter now. Spike nodded. He took a deep breath and set fire to the scroll. The scroll became enveloped in a magical purple swirl, then took off through an open window, bound for Canterlot. Fluttershy turns to Twilight. Now you won't get to go to the gala either. It's okay, girls. I couldn't possibly enjoy myself without my best friends there with me. Every pony group hugs except for Spike and Naruto, but he was pulled by Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash into the hug. He sighs in defeat, so he hugs back. So I would rather not go at all. Spike puts his finger to his mouth, for the display of all the mushiness. Suddenly began to lurch, as if he's going to hurl. Well, wallop my withers, Spike. Isn't that just like a boy? Can't handle the least bit of sentiment, said Applejack. I hear that. Naruto grins, his grin drops until all the mare looks at him. Naruto scratches his neck and laughs nervously. Spike didn't answer, he suddenly lets out a loud belch. Applejack ducked as a purple swirl almost hit her head. Watch where you're aiming that flame breath, Spike, you almost torched my mane. Sorry about that. Couldn't help it. Spike apologizes, as a scroll suddenly materialized on thin air. A letter from the princess? Twilight exclaimed, upon seeing the scroll. Wow, that didn't take long at all. Can you read that for me, Spike? Spike unfurled the scroll and read it. My faithful student Twilight. Why didn't you just say so in the first place? Suddenly 6 golden tickets appear out from the letter. Spike took the tickets and showed it to every pony. 6 tickets to the Grand Galloping Gala. The Maras gasped. Now we can all go, said Twilight. The Maras cheered until Twilight's stomach growls and she laughed nervously. Rarity puts her hoofs behind the shoulder of Twilight and said, Allow us to treat you to dinner. As the girls walked down the door, Spike gave them the tickets. What a great way to apologize, said Rainbow. Party at Sugar Cube Corner, Pinkie declared, the girls all cheering. Naruto and Spike were left high and dry in the house, as the feeling of being left out fell upon them. You know, Naruto spoke, that gala was actually starting to sound like fun. Well, too late now, Spike agreed morosely, but then suddenly burped up another scroll. Naruto took it and it read, And tickets for the boys. Naruto and Spike gasped happily to see 2 extra tickets. Naruto and Spike smiled at each other as a tune started up. Naruto, I never thought my life would be anything but catastrophe. But suddenly I begin to see a bit of good luck for me. 'Cause I've got a golden ticket. I've got a golden twinkle in my eye. Naruto smiled as he scooped up Spike. I never had a chance to shine. Never a happy song to sing. But suddenly half the world is mine. What an amazing thing. 'Cause I've got a golden ticket. It's ours, Spike! Naruto cheered. I've got a golden sun up in the sky. I never thought I'd see the day when I would face the world and say, Naruto and Spike, good morning, look at the sun. Naruto, I never thought that I would be slap in the lap of luxury. 'Cause I'd have said, Spike, it couldn't be done. Naruto smiled at Spike, not bothered by Spike cutting in before carrying on. Naruto, but it can be done. I never dreamed that I would climb over the moon in ecstasy. But nevertheless it's there that I'm shortly about to be. They sang together as they danced through the street. Naruto and Spike, 'cause I've got a golden ticket. I've got a golden chance to make my way. And with a golden ticket, it's a golden day. Naruto, good morning. Look at the sun. Naruto and Spike, 'cause I'd have said it couldn't be done. Naruto, but it can be done. I never dreamed that I would climb over the moon in ecstasy. But nevertheless it's there that I'm shortly about to be. 'Cause I've got a golden ticket. The two did a swirl. Naruto and Spike, 'cause I've got a golden ticket. I've got a golden chance to make my way. And with a golden ticket, it's a golden day. The music came to a close in the flourish, and the two noticed the girls clapping their hooves with smirks on their faces, while the Bijus laugh at Naruto's silliness. I mean, Naruto blushes in embarrassment. Great! Where am I supposed to find a penguin suit in this town? Yuck! Spike agreed. But since we were invited, it'd be rude not to go. Naruto agreed as the two walked past the girls casually. The girls just laughed at their attempt to cover up their excitement, and invited them to the party at Pinkie's CMC's mini adventures. After Rainbow Dash and Applejack finished their meaningless contest, they gone to town to find Twilight to convince her to give the extra ticket to one of them. The CMC tries to follow them, but they lost them in the crowded street of Ponyville. Now the CMC walking through town looking for Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Twilight, or Naruto. Where do you think did they go? Asked Sweetie Belle. I thinks they went for lunch. They did say they were hungry, right? Scudala replied. So they're somewhere in Sugar Cube Corner. Yeah, I can tell Twilight if she could give the extra ticket to my big sister, said Appleboom. Scudala stops and looks at the yellow filly with a glare. What do you mean Twilight will give the extra ticket to Applejack? She should give it to Rainbow Dash so she can join the Wonderbolts, said Scudaloo. Applebloom gasps and turns angry. What? Applejack needs that ticket for her to take our apples and sell at that gala, Apple Bloom sticks her face on Scootaloo while she glares at her. So we can fix our barn, replace Big Mac's sag old plow, and my granny will have a new hip. Well, Rainbow Dash needs that ticket even more. Scootaloo returns the glare at Apple Bloom. So, she can join the Wonderbolts. Both fillies growl at each other, for who should receive the ticket more. While Sweetie Belle looks worried that her two best friends are arguing at each other. Sweetie Belle looks at a red dot at the distance. Hey! Isn't that Big Macintosh? That catches two arguing fillies' attention. They looked at Big Mac, who looks like kinda pale. The fillies approaches the red stallion. Hey! Big Mac, you okay? You kinda look blue, said Apple Bloom with a worried look. Big Macintosh replied with an eye up, but actually had a hard time breathing. You sure? You look like you're suffocating or something? Said Scootaloo with a raised eyebrow. Eye up. Suddenly Big Mac falls over, losing consciousness. The fillies gasp and rushes to the side of the stallion. Big Mac! Wake up! Big Mac! Apple Bloom tries to wake her brother up. Sweetie Belle looks at the girdle that Big Macintosh is wearing, she gasps. Guys, we must get the girdle off of him. Sweetie Belle cried, scared and worried about Big Mac. Well, what are you waiting for? Said Scootaloo. Let's get it off of him. The three tries to get the girdle off of the red stallion. They push and pull. Come on, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, Apple Bloom cried, as they tried to get the girdle off. The fillies went into a panic, until Scootaloo flaps her wing in one stork downward. Suddenly a gust of wind blade slices the girdle to pieces. Unharming the red stallion, Big Mac inhales a large amount of air, then exhale. The stallion can breathe again. The filly sighs in relief. Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle looks at Scootaloo. How did you do that? Asked Sweetie Belle. I don't know. I think I channeled my chakra on my wings accidentally. Scootaloo scratches her neck. Well, I don't care what you did. But you saved my brother. Apple Bloom hugs Scootaloo. Thank you. Apple Bloom sheds a tear down to her cheeks. Scootaloo returns the hug. Hey! That's what friends are for. They separate from their hug. Scootaloo looks at Apple Bloom with a frown. I can't let one of your family member die, can I? Apple Bloom smiles. Besides, if Naruto was in trouble, you'd do the same for me. They laugh, forgetting what they were fighting for, until they hear Big Macintosh groan. The fillies walks over to the stallion's side. Big Mac, you okay? Asked Apple Bloom. Eye up. Suddenly he felt a pain at his back and falls over again. Nope. Sweetie Belle pokes on Big Macintosh's back. He groaned in pain. It seems that his back is broken. Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom and Scootaloo was saddened. Come on, big brother, let's get to the hospital. Apple Bloom uses her chakra to gain a little strength to lift her brother. But it wasn't enough. Big Macintosh is too heavy until her two friends help her lift the huge stallion. Apple Bloom smiles and they walk towards the hospital. Naruto's weeks has been pretty busy lately, starting off when apple bucking season is underway. Big Macintosh injured himself cause he wore Granny Smith's girdle too tight, causing his back to sore pretty badly. Only Naruto and Applejack went to harvest. Granny Smith is too old for manual labor and Apple Bloom is too young. Naruto and Applejack finished harvesting in just a few days, because of Naruto's Kagabunshin. Good thing, Big Macintosh didn't comment about Applejack might never finish all the harvest all to herself. We'll never know what might happen. Naruto is right now laying on the grass thinking of a new story for his new book, with Twilight who's laying on the bench reading a scroll about Jutsu, and Pinkie in the park. While Pinkie tells them about Rainbow Dash's awesome stunt. Hoof-biting action overload, gushed Pinkie. She was like a stunt superstar, flying higher and higher. Pinkie explained while bouncing about. And then Rainbow Dash swooped down, swoosh. And right before she hit the ground, shum. She pulled up, VRMMM. Twilight wasn't really listening as she continued to read her scroll, while Naruto simply nodded. And then, she looped around and around like. Pinkie started twirling about in her attempt to display a visual aid. Hoo! Hoo 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 hoo! Unfortunately, she twirled a little too much, falling dizzy onto her back. Yeah, Naruto wasn't listening either. They heard an overhead whooshing and perked up just in time to see Pinkie canter off. Phew! Twilight was honestly relieved Pinkie had left, as she looked further at the scroll. Now, perhaps we can have some peace and quiet. Now we can return to our lesson. Tree, don't be like that. Naruto smiled in a good-natured way. It was just Pinkie being Pinkie. I know, Twilight said with weary understanding. But that pony really has to cut back on the sugar. Now where were we? Naruto nodded and brought out a scroll. When he unsealed the scroll it was blank. Twilight got a confused expression. Now, as you may have already noticed, your scroll is blank. For Jutsu, you can't just seal things onto a blank piece of paper. This is where sealing comes in. You will need to write the specific seal you want to utilize on the scroll, before you seal anything in the scroll. Firstly, we're going to draw the kanji symbol for kunai on the blank scroll. Now after this session, you will be able to place your kunai over this writing, complete a series of hand signs and then seal the object within the scroll. Naruto explained. Twilight raised an eyebrow. Naruto, I don't have hands. Twilight lifts one of her hoof to show Naruto that she don't have hands. I know that, remember to perform a jutsu is to perform a hand signs, said Naruto. But we already trained to perform a jutsu without using hand signs, we just think of the signs then perform the jutsu. But now you need to memorize the kanji symbol. Naruto brought a scroll that contains all kanji symbols from his saddlebag and hoof it over to Twilight. Twilight unseals the scroll then starts reading over it. I suggest you should also train to write it fast. Why? Asked Twilight. 'Cause when you're battling, you need to write fast as possible. If not, you will get killed in battle. Twilight gulped. She studies all the kanji symbols and practiced to write faster. By the way, Naruto brought up as he looked down the path. Where'd Pinkie go? I don't know, but I just remembered there's a book I want to buy in town, Twilight said as she stowed the scroll into Naruto's saddlebag. Let's go! They made their way through town and got to the bookstore, but just before going in. Hey Twilight, Naruto! They looked to see Pinkie come up to them, asking, Have either of you seen Rainbow Dash anywhere? Isn't that her up there on that cloud? Naruto pointed out, and they all looked to see a cloud just overhead, a rainbow tail sticking out of it. Rainbow Dash! Pinkie called out, and they saw a rainbow streak away. Pinkie bounces after the direction it went. The two ponies shared a confused look, and just shrugged. Naruto was asked by Twilight to go find Spike, if he finishes buying those new scrolls. When he arrives at the scroll shop, he found Pinkie instructing Rainbow Dash to move a cloud in the right position. Over to the right. No, a little to the left. Oh wait, back to the right. Now a little leftish while staying rightly. Stop. Pinkie Pie paused for a moment. Maybe a few inches to the south. Now a couple centimeters north. Okay. One more smidgemeter to the. Pinkie Pie! Shouted Rainbow Dash. I mean perfect. Now wait for my signal. Pinkie Pie scratches her head nervously. Then walks up to the window seeing Spike finished purchasing a ton of scrolls. She was about to give the signal until she felt a presence behind her. When she turned around, she sees Naruto raising an eyebrow. She nervously looked at him. What are you doing? Said Naruto. Nothing, said Pinkie blankly. You're going to prank Spike. Pinkie was about to hang her head down, until she sees Naruto's grin widening. Without me? Pinkie's grin widens too. She and Naruto waits for Spike to come out. When Spike came out of the shop with a ton of scrolls while humming, Pinkie gives the signal to Rainbow Dash, she kicks the cloud and a loud crash of thunder came out of it. It scared Spike and made him drop all the scrolls and hiccuped. The three pranksters laugh. Oh guys, we startled Spike into getting the hiccups. Rainbow Dash chuckle. I hear you can scare the hiccups away, but never works another way around. Naruto comments on it. Spike turns to Pinkie and smiled. Good one, Pinkie Hiccup Pie. Hiccup, you're always pulling a fast one hiccup on me. When Spike picks up the scroll, a small flame came out of his mouth and burned the scroll away to Canterlot. That fire doesn't hurt, does it? Pinkie asked him in worries. Nah, Spike said. Don't be silly, dragons are fireproof. In Canterlot. Celestia was reading a scroll in her private study. Suddenly a scroll appeared. Back in Ponyville. Oh, okay, good. Pinkie turns to her fellow pranksters, they laugh again. Spike picks all the scroll but hiccups them away. I wish the same thing hiccup were true with scrolls. In Canterlot. Celestia was about to read the scroll. She gasped suddenly a ton of scrolls appears and buried her. Back in Ponyville, again. The three pranksters laugh, while Spike is still hiccuping. Have you ever seen anything more hilarious? Asked Pinkie while laughing. I can think of one thing. Rainbow Dash smirked and kicked the cloud again to release a loud thunder sound again. Ah! That scared Pinkie and now she gets the hiccup too while laughing. You know, Pinkie Pie, you're not as annoying as I thought, said Rainbow Dash. Pinkie hiccups in response. You wanna hang out? Asterisk hiccup asterisk that'd be hiccup I'd really hiccup when do hiccup I mean hiccup when would you hiccup? Said Pinkie while ricochet all over the place. Until Naruto stops her. A simple nod would do, said Naruto. Pinkie nodded. Come on, let's get to the joke shop, said Pinkie. The two ponies looks each other in confusion. Naruto asked. Why? To get supplies, silly, answered Pinkie. Naruto and Rainbow smiles and nodded. They follow the pink mare. After they brought supplies from the joke shop, they moved to their next target. They hide behind the bush in front of Carousel Boutique. Naruto had made a shadow clone to ring Rarity's doorbell. Once it did this, Naruto undid the clone while chuckling along with Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie. Is she even home? Rainbow Dash wondered and still chuckling. I don't know. This is gonna be gold, Naruto replied while still chuckling. There she is, said Pinkie. When Rarity answered the door, she found no pony was there. But she found a bouquet of flowers and she also saw a note, and it read, Love Naruto. She blushes. When she sniffed the flower, her nose was covered by some kind of pink powder which causing her to sneeze. Then she heard two Maras and a stallion laughing. When she turned to look, she saw Naruto on the ground laughing holding his stomach, also Pinkie Pie laughing on her stomach and laughing with Rainbow Dash who's holding a bottle of sneezing powder. Rarity looked at them with annoyance, then Naruto stopped laughing and looks at Rarity with a nervous smile. Oh come on Rarity, it was just a little joke. If you like you can keep the flower. When Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie drops the bottle of sneezing powder accidentally near Naruto, he sneezes backward. Triple H-U! Rarity looks at the flowers again, her annoying face changed into a tender smile with a faint red on her cheeks. Twilight is working on an experiment in her library. As Twilight is writing some data, she turns around but suddenly she hears a poof. She looks and sees that the writing on the scroll had disappeared, and her experiment blow up behind her. When she hear laughter from outside her window, she saw Naruto, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie laughing while Rainbow Dash had a bottle of invisible ink on her hoof. Twilight smiles at their playful prank. Next target Applejack. When Applejack leaves her barn, she gasps. Land sake! Seeing all her apples had been painted into various colors. Then she heard a male and female laughter. Turning to look for the cause, she saw Naruto, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie with black berets, a palette of paints and brushes. Who would have known Naruto has an artistic side? Applejack got angry and threw a bunch of apples at them with deadly accuracy. Rainbow and Pinkie flees in terror while Naruto, who keeps dodge all those apples, seems she has been practicing her shuriken throw. Naruto was about to leave Applejack's range of sight. Until one lucky shot hit him on his head. Boom! Headshot. He falls over with a swirl on his eyes. When one of the apples landed into a bucket of water, paint disappeared and the apple returned into its original color. Applejack saw the apple return to its original color. She chuckles. When Naruto came to, he saw Spike, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie looks over him. Naruto groaned, rubbing his head, and asked, What happened? You got hit on the noggin with an apple, said Rainbow Dash, tries holding her laughter, while Pinkie also holds down her own laughter. Spike snickered. Naruto looks at Spike. So Spike, what can I do you for? Asked Naruto. If you have time, will you help me with this one jutsu I've been working on? Asked Spike. Sure, I have time, said Naruto and turned to Rainbow Dash and Pinkie. Well, I'll see you girls. Bye Naruto, said both Mares. Naruto nodded and walks with Spike to the training dome. At the pond, Fluttershy is feeding the animals. Some more appear at the banks of the pond. But one of them was actually fake. Rainbow Dash and Pinkie set their trap. Is someone over there? Who are we gonna squirt? Who are we gonna squirt? Said Pinkie Pie as she had the button for the toy to squirt water in her mouth. Rainbow Dash then chuckles as she gives her answer while looking through a telescope. Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash chuckle. What? Pinkie Pie spits out the button. No, we can't prank Fluttershy, I mean she's so sensitive. It'll hurt her feelings, even our harmless prank. Rainbow Dash sigh. Yeah, you're right. She blows a raspberry. Huh. We need another victim who's made of tougher stuff. So, who's it gonna be? When Rainbow Dash takes her eye off the telescope, some ink was around the eye. Oh, I've got some pony in mind. The toughest around, said Pinkie while chuckles in between. Pinkie giggles. Oh, yes. You're very close. Rainbow Dash looks in the pond's reflection and sees Pinkie Pie's prank. Rainbow Dash chuckles. Good one, Pinkie Pie, said Rainbow Dash while she extended her hoof to give Pinkie Pie her low hoof to slap it, but Pinkie keep on missing it. They laugh while Fluttershy looks at the fake duck with curiosity, even to poke it till sundown. The next morning, Pinkie Pie walking down a dirt road and wore funny glasses consisting of a fake arrow, some crazy glasses, a clown nose and a fake mustache. Until she stopped at what looks like Cloud Mansion. Rise and shine, Rainbow Dash. It's a brand new day and we got a lot of pranking too. Suddenly a bird-like creature appears and giving Pinkie the eagle eye. Ooh. Suddenly Rainbow Dash pop out from the roof of her house. Mornin', Pinks. She flew down to ground level. Gilda, this is my gal pal, Pinkie Pie. Pinkie's stuff had fallen off her head. Gilda, a griffin who's a half eagle and half lion. She had light brown coat on her leonine body. Her forelegs were eagle claws, her eagle head covered with white feathers, her eyes light amber with light purple surrounding her iris, and large dark brown wings. Hey! What's up? Said Gilda in a nonchalant tone. Pinkie, this is my griffin friend, Gilda, said Rainbow Dash as she introduced her feather friend to Pinkie Pie. What's a griffin? Asked Pinkie Pie. She's half eagle, half lion. Gilda flew towards Rainbow Dash, giving her a playful headlock. And all awesome. Rah. Ha. Yeah, that's right. She and Rainbow gave their own bro fist or hoofist, I don't know. Gilda's my best friend from my days at Junior Speedster Flight Camp, said Rainbow Dash. Hey, remember the chant? Sha, they made us recite it every morning. I'll never get that lame thing out of my head, said Gilda in annoyance. Rainbow Dash approached Gilda and said, So? She raised both of her eyebrows. Gilda had a bored expression and sigh. Only for you, Dash, she said dryly. Both flew to the sky and began to chant. Dash with enthusiasm, Gilda with none. Junior speedsters are our lives. Skybound soars and daring dives. Junior speedsters, it's our quest to someday be the very best. Both flew back to solid ground. Pinkie just started laughing. That was great, and it gave me a great idea for a prank. Pinkie slapped her head on the ground and all the silly things she dropped were back on her face. Gilda, you game? Huh. Well, I groove on a good prank as much as the next griffin. But Dash, you promised me we'd get a flying session in this morning, said Gilda as flew to the air. Rainbow looked at Pinkie with a disappointed look. Yeah, well, Pinkie Pie, you don't mind, do you? As she began to float in the air. Gilda just got here. We'll catch up with you later. Oh. Well, sure, no problem. Have fun, you guys, I'll, just catch up with you. She already saw them flew away together, she sighed. Later, she blows her party hooter very sadly. Gilda and Rainbow Dash were flying through the air a bit doing loop-de-loop and landed on a cloud. Whoa, that was sweet. Just like old times, said Gilda with a smile. Yeah, only faster. So now what? Said Rainbow as she bro fist. I still don't know what they call that in pony term, Gilda. Suddenly Pinkie's head pops out from the cloud. Hey there, said Pinkie. Huh, said Gilda and Rainbow Dash. They see Pinkie Pie kept popping out below the cloud. It's later. And I caught up. They saw Pinkie Pie jumping up and down on a trampoline. She was jumping so high, she was poking her head through a cloud that they were sitting on. Pinkie Pie, you are so random, said Rainbow Dash with a smile. Gilda, who looked slightly annoyed at Pinkie suddenly appearing, and said, Hey Dash, think you got enough gas left to beat me to that cloud? As she sprout out her wings and prepared to race with Rainbow Dash. A race? You are so on, said Rainbow Dash with a competitive look. 1, 2, 3, go! 2 took off away from Pinkie Pie, then passed through a cloud, and Rainbow Dash exclaimed joyfully, I win! As if. I won, dude, said Gilda as she pointed herself. No way. Oh, come on, I was way ahead of you. I don't think so. Oh geez, dream on. Remember back in camp? There is no way you can beat me. Whatever. Wow guys, that was really close, but I think Rainbow Dash beat you by a teeny weeny itty bitty hair, or a teeny weeny itty bitty feather. As they see Pinkie float in the air, a dozen of balloons is tied to her waist. Ha, see? Good thing Pinkie Pie's here to keep you honest, G, Rainbow Dash said. Gilda then glared. Okay. Dash, last one to that cloud up there is a gnarly dragon egg. Go! Both flew off, leaving a cloud dust behind. After the cloud dust clears, it reveals Gilda, who didn't go with Dash. She glares at Pinkie. I think the high altitude is making you dizzy. She popped a couple of balloons and leaving Pinkie float back to the ground. Wait, guys, said Pinkie. As Gilda arrived at the cloud that Rainbow Dash were sitting on, Pinkie Pie appears again. Oh wow, you guys almost got away from me that time. She is riding a flying cycle, a large candy cane, with bike pedals, handlebars, a flower on the front, and a propeller on top. She started pedaling and flew right up to where Dash and Gilda were, but they were much higher up now. Gilda glares at Pinkie. So, Dash, got any new moves in your Trictionary, or are you 100% old school? Gilda said as she poked Rainbow Dash's chest. New moves? Heh, sit back, G, this is gonna take a while. When Rainbow Dash flew into the air, Gilda got her chance. Hey Pinkie, see me? Gilda said. Yeah? Pinkie Pie said. Gilda then said to Pinkie Pie. Don't you know how to get lost for an answer? Dash doesn't need to hang with a dweeb like you now that I'm around. You're dorking up the skies, Stinky Pie, so make like a bee and buzz off, Gilda said. She then twisted the propellers, causing Pinkie to spin out of control and plummet to the ground. Try matching that, said Rainbow as she flew back to Gilda and wondered. Hey, where's Pinkie Pie and her crazy contraption? As she left. Something about being as busy as a bee. As she looks down where Pinkie is. At the training dome, Spike is training with Naruto. He is practicing a jutsu from a scroll that Naruto gave him. Spike finishes a series of hand sign. He inhales and unleashes a numerous of small fireball at Naruto. Katan, Hosenka no Jutsu, Fire Release, Phoenix Sage Fire Technique. Naruto dodged them all as he rushes towards Spike with a kunai on his mouth. Spike saw Naruto approaching him. He inhales again, but this time a gust of wind released from his mouth. But the release backfired and pushed him in a different direction away from the blonde shinobi. Spike no Naruto is extremely dangerous in close range. As Spike dodged the stallion, he lost sight of him. Suddenly he felt a sharp point behind his neck. It was Naruto whose was behind him. Not bad, Spike, Naruto praised the little Drake. Thanks, said Spike, who's sweating a little from a sharp object pointed behind him. Suddenly they hear a crash outside the dome. What was that? Asked Spike. One way to find out, let's go, said Naruto. As they stepped outside the dome, they saw Pinkie Pie laying on the ground with a swirl on her eyes. Pinkie! What happened? Asked Naruto with a worried tone. Gilda happened, replied Pinkie as she stood up. Who's Gilda? Asked Spike. Rainbow Dash's old flight buddy, answered Pinkie, who's little upset. Pinkie explained to them what happened to her and Gilda. That really happened? Spike asked. Of course it did, Pinkie Pie said. Come on, maybe we can talk to Twilight about this. Maybe she can give us an idea on what to do about her, said Naruto. As they walked towards to the library, they soon arrived at Twilight's. After greetings and being let in, Twilight went back to her reading while Pinkie went over the events of the day. Twilight finally commented, Pinkie Pie, are you sure this friend of Rainbow Dash's is as mean as you say she is? Yeah, she keeps stealing Rainbow Dash away, she popped my balloons, and she told me to buzz off. I've never met a griffin this mean, actually, I've never met a griffin at all. But if I did, I'd bet she wouldn't be as mean as Gilda. Well, you know what I think, Pinkie Pie? What? I think you're jealous. Jealous? Green with envy, or in your case, pink with envy. Spike commented from the stairs he was sitting on while holding a book. Well, yes. Jealous. Twilight nodded. Listen, Pinkie, I don't want to upset you, but just because Rainbow Dash has another friend doesn't make Gilda a grump. Now hold on there, Twilight. Naruto interceded. I don't exactly know whereof I speak, but we don't know anything about this Gilda, Griffin. We don't if she good or mean as Pinkie said she is. Well, as you said, Naruto, we don't know where we speak. Twilight reminded him before readdressing Pinkie. I mean, perhaps it's you, Pinkie, who needs to improve your attitude. Improve my attitude? Pinkie shrieked before blithering, trying to conjure more words of argument, but she just screamed in frustration before storming out with a loud slam of the door. Twilight, Naruto, and Spike all shared uncomfortable looks. I don't think you handled that well, Naruto commented. Just let her cool off, Twilight responded in a blasé tone. Actually, I think I'd better go see if she'll be okay, Naruto insisted, stepping out. Unfortunately, Naruto didn't see Pinkie anywhere, and had no idea which way she went. Deciding to try the town market, he went there. As he stepped past various stalls, he heard all the sale ponies shouting out deals about their wares, keeping his eyes peeled for the color pink. Where could she have gone? For a moment, Naruto thought he saw Pinkie but realized the pink mane wasn't dark enough, and then noticed it as the crowd parted just enough to show it was Fluttershy. She was busy leading some ducklings through the area. Isn't that just adorable? I think I'll go say hi. He made his way towards Fluttershy, seeing her walk backwards and making sure the ducklings followed single file, and speaking soft words of encouragement. But as her attention was on what was in front of her, she failed to notice the griffin she bumped onto behind her. Hey! The griffin snapped, and Naruto easily figured this must be Gilda. Gilda glares at Fluttershy with those predatory and hostile eyes, narrowed upon the butter-yellow Pegasus. Oh! Please excuse me. I'm walking here. Gilda glared at the frightened pony. I am sorry. I was only... Fluttershy stammered softly. Oh, I'm sorry, mocked Gilda. Why don't you watch where you're going, doofus? Naruto felt a fury inside, a familiar protective urge he once felt when he was still an elemental nation, the kind of protective instincts that his precious people are treated, seeing poor Fluttershy shaking, and Gilda inhaling deeply ready to shout at the frightened pony. Fluttershy's eyes widened in terror, her ears plastered to the back of her head, her body frozen. Naruto ran off and placed himself between Fluttershy and Gilda. Hey, bird brain, back off. What do you want, pony boy? I want you to leave Fluttershy alone. She didn't mean to bump into you and she apologized for it, so just let it go and leave. Oh yeah, and what if I don't? You gonna make me? Fluttershy was cringing behind Naruto. If I have to, I will. Oh yeah? Yeah. Naruto slowly releasing his ki around him just like he met Zabuza for the first time. Gilda somewhat felt the atmosphere getting a little cold. She looks at the orange pony. His mane covered his eyes. But when he showed his eyes to her, she saw a bloody red eyes like a demon. Her instinct kicks and she wants to flee, but the overwhelming pressure surrounding her is suffocating her. Every pony in the street also felt this pressure. Most of the pony fainted, and some barely conscious. While Pinkie having trouble breathing caused Naruto release so much ki. Gilda is really scared now. She had never seen any pony this frightening. But what scared her the most is a 50-foot gigantic orange fox appears behind the orange pony. The fox looks at her with murderous glares. It's like she died 10 times over. She was about to faint until a yellow pony hugged the orange stallion. The orange fox disappeared like it wasn't even there. Naruto looks at Fluttershy, who's about to cry. Naruto slowly returning to normal. He turns back to the griffin, narrowing his eyes. He walked up to her and glared closer to her face. He spoke low and menacingly. Don't you ever threaten my friends. If you do, I swear by the great sage it will be the last thing you do. And do I make myself clear? Gilda gave an audible gulp. She tried to recompose herself as she straightened out her feathers. Yeah, well, you just better watch yourself. You don't scare me. You're all just a bunch of lame ponies. I'm outta here. Gilda then just flew off. Suddenly, every pony in the market started cheering and stomping their hooves. Naruto was a little overwhelmed but smiling appreciatively as he waved them all off and turned to Fluttershy, who's still shaking. Are you alright? Fluttershy's eyes were streaming with tears, but she nodded. Naruto gently wiped them away, saying, It's okay, I won't let her or any pony else bother you like that. Thank you. Fluttershy whimpered as Naruto gently helped her up, Naruto giving her a smile. That was stupendous. They looked and saw Pinkie bounding towards them. Good thing you showed up, Naruto. Pinkie! What are you doing here? I saw the whole thing, Pinkie explained. I knew it. I knew that Gilda was a grumpy meanie pants. You weren't kidding. Naruto agreed. Well, don't worry, Pinkie giggled. 'Cause I got a plan. And what might that be? Naruto raised a brow. I'm gonna throw her a party, Pinkie cheered. Naruto as well as Fluttershy gave her a look that was unmistakable. It read, Are you serious? Well, that's not all, silly willies. She waved them closer and whispered conspiratorially. Pinkie was greeting guests as they come in. Welcome, welcome, hey there, welcome. As usual, the party was being held at Sugar Cube Corner. Everything was in place. Naruto hadn't been certain of Pinkie's plan until she explained to him and Fluttershy in great detail. Now they are in Sugar Cube Corner, ready and willing, now just waiting for everyone to arrive. I'm glad to see you and Pinkie took my advice, Naruto, Twilight said to him. Well, when Pinkie decided to throw this party for Gilda, I decided I should get on board, Naruto replied with a smile. So I take it you've met her, right? Oh yeah, Naruto answered with a raised brow. She's quite a card. I look forward to meeting her myself. Twilight smiled but looked around. So where's Pinkie? With Rainbow Dash scrounging up some party favors. Naruto was looking forward to tonight. Hey Chui! They looked and saw Applejack waving at Twilight over to the other side of the room. Naruto prodded Twilight's shoulder, saying, Go ahead, I'm gonna go check on something. Twilight nodded and went over while Naruto turned around, only to find himself face to face with Rainbow Dash. And the look on her face was not friendly. Just what are you up to? Excuse me? This party. Rainbow was sounding accusatory. Gilda told me about an orange pony giving her trouble earlier at the market. An orange pony with a red spiral cutie mark and 2 horn-like mane. Giving her trouble? I think she left out a few certain details. Naruto snapped at her. I don't want to hear it. Rainbow snapped back. You know, I was willing to let that trash wagon incident fly, but after hearing how much of a bully you are, I don't want you here. Are you even interested about why Gilda and I butted heads? Naruto demanded. Rainbow Dash pointed at Naruto with her hoof, while this was silent, and her eyes were covered by his mane. You're nothing but a monster that attacks any pony for no reason. I thought it was different, but I was wrong. Hearing the word monster, were just like a stab in the heart, then pointed to the door and said, Out! Naruto raised his hoof slightly and said, But Rainbow Dash gritted her teeth and hit Naruto on the face and screaming, Get out! The blow was so strong blood come running down his chin. Naruto did nothing to wipe the blood from his mouth, and his eyes hidden by a shadow walked quietly to the door and left. He stepped past her, and ignored the smirk on Gilda's face. But before stepping out he threw a glare at Rainbow and said, Before this night is over, you'll realize what a lousy friend you are to those who actually care about you. He slammed the door behind him before Rainbow had a chance to make a comeback. Naruto was walking down the street, hanging his head down. It was already getting dark and the sky was orange with scarlet, and crimson sun was shining. The leaves of various trees flew detached by a slight breeze, which also moved his tousled blonde mane. Naruto leaned on a white bench, putting his hoofs behind his head and stretching his legs, grabbed a stick with a small leaf coming out and put it in his mouth. He's remembering his younger years in Konoha. He remembers them very well. Monster. Murderer. Killed the demon. Fox brat. Demon fox. Naruto shed a little tear remembering all those years. The bijus are saddened for Naruto. Naruto, it's okay, said Kurama with a sad smile. Those days are gone now. I know, Kurama, Naruto thought, but it still hurt hearing those words. I know, said Kurama, but you don't have to worry, even you don't have any friends left, I will never leave you. Kurama smiles at the blonde stallion. You will always be my very first true Jinchuriki and my very last, no matter what. Naruto smiles and nodded, thanks, Kurama. Back at the sugar cube corner. This is your idea of a good time? Gilda screamed, sick of all the pranks that had been pulled on her throughout the party. I've never met a lamer bunch of dweebs in all my life. And Pinkie Pie, she said, pointing at the pink pony across the room. Every pony looked back and forth between Pinkie and Gilda, horrified that she was acting this way. You are Queen Lame-o with your weak little party pranks. Did you really think you could make me lose my cool? She continued, not realizing that she had done just that. Well, Dash and I have 10 times as much cool as the rest of you put together. Come on, Dash, we're bailing on this pathetic scene, she said, waiting for Rainbow to start leaving with her. Across the room, Pinkie grinned. It had all worked out perfectly. Gilda had fallen for every prank that she had encouraged Rainbow Dash to set up, pushing her closer and closer to the meltdown that she was now having. She especially liked how she ended up with the pin-the-tail on the ponytail on her nose. She may be screaming right now, but at least now Rainbow could see just what kind of griffin Gilda was. Come on, Rainbow Dash. I said we're leaving. You know, Gilda, I was the one who set up all those weak pranks at this party, Rainbow said, shocked at what had been just said to her friends. Gilda couldn't believe that. What? So, Dash said, I guess I'm Queen Lame-o. Come on, Dash, Gilda said, expecting her to take it back. You're joshing me. They weren't all meant for you specifically, Dash explained, trying to calm her down. It was just dumb luck that you set them all off. Pinkie couldn't help but laugh to herself at this comment. I should have known that dribble cup had Rainbow Dash written all over it, she said, even though she knew fully well that Rainbow had placed that prank. No way, Gilda said in disbelief. It was Pinkie Pie. She set up this party to trip me up. To make a fool of me. Me? Pinkie said innocently. I threw this party to improve your attitude. I thought a good party might turn that frown upside down. And you sure didn't need any help making a fool of yourself, Rainbow shouted. You know, this is not how I thought my old friends would treat my new friends. Walking over to Fluttershy, Pinkie winked at her, earning one back from her. Had any pony looked at her, they would have noticed that Fluttershy was smiling through the entire argument. She was happy that Rainbow Dash could see the true side of Gilda. If being cool is all you care about, maybe you should go find some new cool friends someplace else, Dash said, angry that her friend had been this way all along. Gilda growled at this. Yeah? Well, you, she stammered. You are such a flip-flop. Cool 1 minute, and lame the next. When you decide not to be lame anymore, give me a call, she said, turning around and storming out the door. Not cool, Rainbow said, watching Gilda leave. Wow, Spike said. Talk about a party pooper. I'm sorry, every pony, for bringing Gilda here, Rainbow said apologetically. I didn't know how rude she was. And Pinkie Pie, I'm really sorry she ruined this awesome party you put on for her. That's fine, Pinkie said, thinking about Naruto for a moment. I already knew she was like that, though. What? Rainbow asked, surprised. How did you know? Well, I saw what happened between her and Naruto at the market, Pinkie explained. She was being really mean to Fluttershy, and Naruto told her to stop. She was going to start screaming at me. Fluttershy piped up. He made her leave me alone. And he only used this K. I think he never really explained it. He used it to protect Fluttershy, Pinkie added. Not because he wanted to push Gilda around. Ponies don't know what KI is. If you live in a world where everything all about friendship and less crime about murder, they don't have experience on them. Taking all of this in, Rainbow Dash realized what she needed to do. I have to go, she said as she quickly headed out the door. Rainbow was about to head to the Naruto's house to find him, but her attention was pulled to a hill a short distance away when she saw the silhouette of some pony in front of the setting sun. And luckily for her, she could see that this pony had two horn-like mane and a foxtail. It was him. Before she approached the blonde stallion, she saw Gilda approaching him. Naruto sat on the hill, staring into the setting sun. He had just seen Gilda fly over him and approach him with hostile intention. You will pay Uzumaki! Shouted Gilda. Naruto just looks at Gilda and said, Tell me, Gilda, why are so mean to any pony? Did we do anything to you? Gilda got angry and shouted, You know nothing! You ponies are just an eyesore! She started to cry. Ever since flight camp I was the only griffin there. She sat down beside Naruto. No one wants to be my friend cause I'm not a pony. They're afraid of me cause, well, you can guess I look scary. But until Rainbow Dash came and said she wants to be friends. She remembered it like it was yesterday. I was happy that got a friend. We spent together all the time practicing our skills and hanging out. Her expression changed to anger. But when she got more friends, we hang out less cause she got time for her other friends and leaving me all alone. Naruto frowns hearing that. Gilda continues. So I started to be mean to everybody, so Dash can hang around with me more. Gilda cries again. But now we're not friends anymore. I got no friend anymore. Gilda felt a hoof on her shoulder. She looks up, she saw Naruto giving her a sad look. You know, I can relate. You and I are not that different. Gilda raised an eyebrow. Before I came to Ponyville, I lived in a village who's hated me that I have no control of, said Naruto looking at the sky. Is that why Dash called you a monster? Asked Gilda. Naruto nodded, still looking at the sky. I also never had friends. Naruto paused for a moment. But until my teacher, who I look at as a big brother. He told me about bonds. When you forge a bond, you should never let it go. Naruto looks at her. But if you forge more bonds, you will never feel lonely. Gilda's eyes widens. If your bond is broken, rebuild it. I know that won't be easy, it will take some time. But take it slow, soon your bond with Rainbow Dash will be fixed. I suggest you give them some space after this incident. I'm sure some pony will not be friends with you. Give it a couple of months and everything will blow over. Naruto turns his head to look at her. How about it? You and I, why don't we become friends? Let's start over. Naruto smiles at her and extends his hoof to offer her his friendship. Gilda's eyes went wide. But why? I was so mean to you I broke your friendship with Rainbow Dash, asked Gilda before she hung her head down. I don't deserve your friendship. Hey! It's okay, I had something much worse before. Some of my friends were my enemies who tried to kill me. Naruto remembers Zabuza, Haku, Sasuke and Nagato, who tried to kill him. Naruto chuckles as he is remembering those times. Gilda raised a brow and started laughing. You know, Uzumaki, you're not half bad for a pony. Gilda smirked. Naruto. What? You can call me Naruto. Gilda grinned. Well, Naruto, call me Gilda or G. Naruto grins back. Naruto extends his hoof again. Bump it. Gilda smiles, extends her claw and bump Naruto's hoof. Both chuckled and looks at the sky. Thanks. Thank you, Naruto. Gilda muttered and shed a tear running down her cheek. Well, I have to go. Hope we see each other again someday. She sprout her wings ready to lift off. We will, believe it. Naruto gives her his good guy pose. Gilda blushes a bit before chuckling. She waved her claws to say goodbye and flew off to the distance. Naruto smiles and without looking behind he spoke. You can come out now. Rainbow Dash slowly emerges from the bush behind Naruto, who looks quiet and nervous. Naruto. I want. Rainbow Dash tries to say the right thing to Naruto but couldn't. Naruto turns and looks at her, giving her a solemn look. Rainbow becomes more nervous and she gulps. Naruto. I'm sorry, said Rainbow Dash between sobbing. Without warning, the blonde stallion hugs her tightly. She was shocked and startled made her to cry loudly. I'm sorry! They told me how you protected Fluttershy and that you never hurt any pony without a reason. I'm sorry I hit you and I'm sorry called you a monster. Naruto stroked her mane slightly. Hey, it okay, I know you didn't mean it. Naruto tries to calm her down. Rainbow lets him go and shout. No! It not okay. I hit you in front of every pony. Calling you a monster. Rainbow shed tears even more. I don't deserve being your friend. I'm the element of loyalty, but I wasn't loyal to my true friend. Rainbow Dash looks at the ground, couldn't look at Naruto. Naruto hugs her again, but this time tighter. Please stop, you know I hate to see a mare cry. Rainbow Dash still sobbing but less now before she lets go of Naruto. I know I can't be your friend anymore, but I will try my hardest to earn your friendship back, said Rainbow as she still has some tears running down her cheeks. Naruto wipes them off. Naruto smiles at her. No need, you already earned it. Naruto kisses her forehead. Rainbow Dash cheeks went red before smiling and nodded. She is so happy cause she got her friend back. I heard you talking to Gilda, said Rainbow Dash. Naruto scratches his neck. I don't know if I can forgive her. Naruto frowns from that. But like you said, it won't be easy to get my friendship back. It will take some time, but I know someday Gilda and I can be friends once again. Rainbow Dash smiles and moves closer to Naruto. Naruto smiles and nodded. As he was about to let go of Rainbow, she stopped him. No, I still want it to be like this a bit longer. Rainbow blushes. They move onto a tree nearby and leans on it. She snuggled up against Naruto's arm. Both of them looks at the night sky together. Unknown to them, they've been watched by a mysterious figure out of the distance hiding behind a tree. Good Naruto, you need allies as many as you can. You have two, soon this world needs your help when the time comes. The mysterious figure slowly disappearing behind the tree. Naruto is walking while he was carrying a ton of mails with a familiar mare who's actually floating. Who is also carrying a 1/4 of mail that Naruto is carrying. Thank you, Naruto, for helping me carry all this mail, said Derpy with a smile to the blonde stallion. No problem, Derpy, said Naruto. I am glad I hanged out with you a bit before I go see Twilight. Derpy blushes, to think a stallion wants to hang out with her. When they first hang out she was so nervous she was more clumsier than even. Naruto keeps getting hurt because of her clumsiness. Naruto told her it's okay, I had much worse. Derpy feels ashamed sometimes she gets him hurt. She also remembered when she invited him for dinner. Naruto accepted it, of course, he always loves Derpy's muffins. The gray mare got red on her cheeks every time Naruto compliments her muffins. When they arrived at her house, Naruto met her daughter, Dinky. Naruto first thought Dinky is Derpy's little sister, but when Derpy corrected him, Dinky is not her sister. She actually is her daughter. Naruto was shocked Derpy is so young and she already have a child. When Naruto asked if Dinky was adopted, he saw her eyes turn overcast as he looked over towards Dinky. She told him, no, she is her flesh and blood daughter. He also asked how. She told him when she was still younger, she got involved with a stallion who she thought cared for her. When she discovered she was pregnant, she panicked. She was too young to have a foal. When she told the stallion about her pregnancy, the next day without warning the stallion disappeared. Leaving her to take care of Dinky all by herself, the stallion left her. Well, at least he left some money for Derpy to take care of her foal. After the story that Derpy told him, Naruto was mad. No, not mad, he is furious. Leaving a child without a father, at least she have a mother. But still Naruto got angry cause no child should have a missing parent. Dinky is lucky she still have mother. When he finds that stallion he will rip his dick and shove it to his ass. and let him beg for mercy and apologize to Derpy. Then after that Naruto will cast Genjutsu on the stallion with Guy hugging Lee on the beach sunset. Naruto will enjoy seeing the stallion scream for mercy. Derpy saw the angry look of Naruto. She tries to calm him down. And told him it's okay. Naruto calms down a bit. But still a little angry. When Naruto was drinking a glass of water, Dinky asked, "Are you gonna be my new daddy?" Naruto spews his drink before his cheeks turns red. Also Derpy turns red from embarrassment. The entire night was awkward. They shook their head from that memory. While walking they saw Twilight and Spike walking towards them. Naruto decided to say hi to the duo. "Hey! Twilight, Spike, how you doing?" asked Naruto while he smiles. The two smiles back and greets the orange stallion and the gray mare. "Oh, Naruto, Derpy, we're fine, thanks for asking, how are you two?" asked Twilight. "We're fine, just helping Derpy deliver some mails," Naruto replied and also asked, "What you guys doing lately?" "Well, Twilight performed 25 different kinds of tricks and counting, isn't that awesome?" said Spike. "Wow, that is awesome," Chui said Naruto, earning him a blush from the lavender mare. "Oh, it's nothing really. I'm sure there are lots of ponies right here in Ponyville that knows just as much magic as me," Twilight said. "Are you kiddin'? I don't think there's another unicorn in all of Equestria with your kind of ability, Twilight," Spike said. Then two of the biggest idiots, two colts, Snips and Snails, are now running their way. "Gangway! Comin' through!" Snails said. Naruto, Derpy, and Twilight get out of the way just as Snails collides with Spike. "Ugh! Snips, Snails! What's going on?" Spike asked the duo while hanging on to Snails. The two stopped running. Spike was launching through the air, but luckily Naruto's chakra arms caught him before he crashes into something. "What, haven't you heard?" Snails asked the dragon. "There's a new unicorn in town," Snails said. "Yeah. They say that she's got more magical powers than any other unicorn ever," Snips said. This caught Twilight's attention. "Really?" Twilight asked. "Do you mind telling us where this unicorn is?" Naruto asked the idiot duo. "Yeah. Come on." "Who?" Snips said. Before they went to the town square, Naruto looks at Derpy. "Derpy, you coming?" asked Naruto. Derpy shook her head. "Nah, I still have to deliver some mails." "We can't leave you all by yourself with all those mails." Naruto scratches his chin. Then an idea comes up. Naruto clapped his hooves together and summoned a clone. "My clones will accompany you and help you deliver some mails." "I don't want to impose." Before Derpy could say any more, she was cut off by Naruto. "Derpy, it's okay." "I insist." Derpy sighs in defeat and nodded. Both she and the clone went to their deliveries. Naruto turns to the lavender mare. "Come on, Chui, let's see this new unicorn." Twilight nodded. They went to town square. When they arrived, they saw a large crowd gathering in front of a wooden trailer. They spot Applejack, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy. The three joins them. "So what's going on?" he asked the four Maras. "Apparently, some unicorn who claims to have the most magical talent in Equestria is here to strut her stuff," replied Rainbow Dash. "Come one, come all," boomed a voice from within the trailer, causing it to unfold into a curtained stage, and witness the amazing power of the great and powerful Trixie. With that, a puff of smoke appeared on the center stage, and once it cleared, it revealed a pale blue unicorn with a white mane, dressed in a purple cloak and conical hat with colorful stars printed all over both items. Many ponies hooted at this, though Naruto were not impressed. "Watch in awe, as the great and powerful Trixie performs the most spectacular feats of magic ever witnessed by ponies' eyes," declared the unicorn, prompting a large amount of fireworks and other such fanfare to be released from the stage. My, what boasting," said Rarity, unimpressed by the display. Spike began to agree, but suddenly choked up and ran for Twilight, saying something about a mustache along the way. Naruto then noticed Twilight being very insecure for some reason, and overheard her asking her friends if there was anything wrong with talent. Applejack's response seemed to have a negative effect on Twilight, seeing as she seemed to shrink into herself. "Nothing at all," Applejack replied but glared at Trixie as she conjured a bouquet of flowers. Except when some pony goes around showing it off like a school filly with fancy new ribbons. Just because one has the ability to perform lots of magic does not make one better than the rest of us. Rarity agreed. Especially when you got me around being better than the rest of us. Rainbow added with a laugh but stopped when she notices the looks her friends they were giving her, especially Applejack gave her the stink eye. While Naruto raised an eyebrow at her. I mean, magic. Boo! Well, said Trixie, having overheard the group. It seems we have some naysayers in the audience. Who is so ignorant as to challenge the magical ability of the great and powerful Trixie? Do they not know that they are in the presence of the most magical unicorn in all of Equestria? Just who does she think she is? Rarity asked, completely unimpressed by all the boasting. Spike was about to put Twilight out there, but the mayor stopped him. It was then that Rainbow had reached her limit in tolerating Trixie's bragging. Flying up to the unicorn, she demanded to know why Trixie thought she was so high and mighty. So great and powerful Trixie, what makes you think you're so awesome anyway? Why, only the great and powerful Trixie has magic strong enough to vanquish the dreaded Ursa Major, she replied, and with magic and fireworks, created visual aids to go along with her story of taking down the giant bear. Are you buying this? Naruto whispered to the Bijus in his mind. Not a word. Shikaku replied. The other Bijus nods in agreement. Snips and Snails, being the young gullible colts they were, and began praising the boasting mare to the high heavens. This Ursa Major cannot compare to us Bijus, said Kurama with a boasted tone. Well, we never fought one before. But I want to fight one. Naruto grins, thinking this Ursa Major may give him a challenge. Naruto-kun, careful what you wish for, said Matatabi while frowning. Every pony knows Naruto's track record for getting into trouble. Allow me to elucidate. Trixie's horn glowed and above shined illustrations of her story, appearing as neon lights. When the ponies of Hoofington were besieged by an Ursa Major, with no pony else to turn to, the great and powerful Trixie stepped forth, armed with her awesome magic, and vanquished the beast, sending it back to its cave in the ever-free forest, and saving the town. The last illustration showed a little Trixie chasing off the big bear to a cave. The crowd was in awe, astounded by such a feat, as two unicorn colts stepped up. One was a tall and gangly orange colt with a green mane and a snail cutie mark, saying, Trixie truly is the most magical, the most awesome unicorn in Ponyville. No, disagreed by the shorter one and squat blue colt with a pair of scissors for a cutie mark. In all of Equestria. How do you know? You didn't see it. And besides, Tree Dash. That was as far as Spike got before Twilight literally zipped his mouth shut. It's true, my enthusiastic little admirers, said Trixie with a giggle. Trixie is most certainly the best in Ponyville. Complete silence greeted her at this. Don't believe the great and powerful Trixie? Well then, I hereby challenge you Ponyvillians. Anything you can do, Trixie can do better. Any takers? Or is Trixie destined to be the greatest equine who ever lived? Spike managed to unzip his mouth and was already at Twilight's feet, practically sobbing. Please, Twilight! She's unbearable! You gotta show her, you just gotta! Come on, Twilight, Naruto agreed. Just put her in her place. There's no way I'm gonna use my magic now, guys. Twilight silently refused. How about you? They looked and noticed Trixie pointing her hoof at Twilight. Well, how about it? Is there anything you can do that the great and powerful Trixie can't? Well, little hayseed? Does it? They looked to see Applejack as she stepped up. I can't stand no more o' this. You show her, AJ. Spike cheered, Twilight silently fuming in relief. Let's see your magical powers do this. Applejack challenged, and every pony watched as she took her tail and lasso, and showed off some amazing tricks. Twirling the lariat around, she leaps back and forth through it, never once losing balance, when she whipped it towards an apple tree, snaring an apple, and whipping it back where it disappeared with a mighty chomp in Applejack's mouth. Hoo-hoo! Yay! Go, AJ! Top that, Missy! Applejack huffed with a smirk. Oh, ye of little talent! Trixie levitated her hat off, showing her wisteria glowing horn. Watch and be amazed by the magic of Trixie! Applejack's rope glowed with life as the end rose up like a snake, swaying back and forth in front of Applejack's face while the other end grabbed an apple. Suddenly, the end facing Applejack ensnared her legs while the other end stuffed the apple into her mouth, causing the ponies in the crowd to laugh, as Applejack indignantly hopped off stage, Naruto going over to help her. Once again does the great and powerful Trixie prevails. There's no need to go strutting around and showing off like that. Trixie looked to see Rainbow Dash in her face and smugly asked, "Oh? That's my job," Rainbow Dash declared, and she zoomed off. Every pony watched as she flew into a windmill, taking it for several spins, and launching up into the sky. She flew holes straight through a series of clouds until she vanished in front of the sun, and suddenly dove back down, going through the holes she made in the clouds, bringing along a dense trail of vapor. Retaking the windmill for a spin and launching herself back towards the stage, whereupon she landed, the vapor hitting against her, creating a rainbow above her as the sun refracted through the vapor in the air around her. "They don't call me Rainbow and Dash for nothin'!" Every pony cheered, but Trixie muttered, "When Trixie is through, the only thing they'll call you is loser." She shot a blast of magic at Rainbow, and the rainbow she created suddenly encircled her, and she cried out as she was swept up in a rainbow vortex, sending her spinning through the air above every pony before dropping her onto the ground. Her eyes is still spinning. "I think I'm gonna be sick." Seems like any pony with a dash of good sense would think twice before tussling with the great and powerful Trixie. Trixie mocked as she added injury to insult by conjuring a small storm cloud which struck Rainbow in the rear with lightning. Every pony laughed. Naruto went over, helping Rainbow up. He asked, "You alright, Dash?" "Ow." Rainbow rubbed her rump where the lightning had got her, Naruto glaring at Trixie. "She's going too far," Naruto stated. "What we need is another unicorn to challenge her," Spike brought up while elbowing Twilight. "Someone with magic of her own." "Yeah, a unicorn to show this unicorn who's boss," Rainbow seconded. "A real unicorn to unicorn tussle," added Applejack. "A unicorn who's not afraid to stand up for her friends," Naruto said rather expressively, Twilight looking nervous, as she knew Naruto was talking to her. "Enough!" Rarity stepped up, saying, "Enough, all of you! I take your hint, but Rarity is above such nonsense. Rainbow Dash and Applejack may behave like ruffians, but Rarity conducts herself with beauty and grace." Naruto face-hugged, the Bijus shaking their heads. "Ooh, what's the matter?" Trixie mocked. "Afraid you'll get a hair out of place in that rat's nest you call a mane?" Naruto and Spike inhaled through their teeth as they nervously looked at Rarity. Her eyes narrowed. "Oh, it is on." Rarity stepped on stage, saying, "You may think you're tough with your so-called powers, but there's more to magic than your brutish ways. A unicorn needs to be more than just muscle." Her horn shined as she took the curtain of Trixie's stage. "A unicorn needs to have style." The glowing curtain surrounded her, and in a twirling flash of light, every pony oohed and awed at Rarity's creation. She wore a gorgeous blue and yellow dress, her mane piled in a shimmering beehive hairdo but no less beautiful, and she posed confidently whilst saying, "A unicorn is not a unicorn without grace and beauty." Trixie smirked wickedly, her horn shining. "Rarity won't let Trixie get the best of her," Spike declared to every pony. "She's strong, beautiful, she's Dash." There was a flash, and every pony gasped at Trixie's latest trick. She had turned Rarity's gorgeous hair from its royal purple to a sickly seaweed green. "Quick! I need a mirror! Get me a mirror!" Rarity shrieked as she fretted. "What did she do to my hair? I just know she did something terrible to my hair." "Nothing," Twilight said with a nervous smile. "It's fine," Rainbow added. "It's perfect," Fluttershy assured her. "It's stunning," Naruto said haltingly. "It's gorgeous," Applejack stated. "It's green," Spike said without thinking, and the girls gave him the stink eye. "What?" While Naruto whacked him on the head, Spike protested. Spike started. Well, Twilight, I guess it's up to you. Come on, show her what you're made of. What do you mean? I'm nothing special. Yes, you are, you're better than her. I'm not better than any pony. Trixie then interjected. You think you're better than the great and powerful Trixie? Well, come on then, show Trixie what you got, show us all. Naruto had enough. Alright, that's enough. Naruto shouted, stepping forward. He could no longer stand by and just watch Trixie trample all over his friends. Another dares to challenge the great and powerful Trixie? Trixie looked at Naruto. Trixie gave him a look over and actually liked what she saw. Hopping down from the stage, she gave him a seductive look, saying, However, you're quite a looker. Perhaps the great and powerful Trixie could have private audience later. The main six except Rarity, you already guess what happened to her while Pinkie tries to help her. They glare at the pale blue unicorn, while Naruto still have a stoic expression. Sorry, no thanks, no doubt you're pretty. Trixie blushes. But I'm allergic to arrogance. Every pony chuckles. Trixie got embarrassed and angry at the blonde stallion. What did you say? Tomorrow we'll have a duel. Oh. Trixie loves a challenge. Fine, tomorrow we duel, let us make this interesting. Trixie smirked. If you win, Trixie will apologize to all of your friends. If you win? Trixie smirked widens. If Trixie win, you have to come with me as my lovely assistant and slave. Last part was a little quieter but heard enough for the four Maras. They grit their teeth. Before they protest, Naruto already shake her hoof. Deal! What? The Maras shouted. Good, tomorrow, Trixie already have outfits for you for Trixie's next show. Trixie laughed loudly. Trixie returned to her trailer. The ponies started to leave, leaving only Naruto and his friends. Naruto, are you crazy? You want to be a slave to that mare? Shouted Rainbow. Naruto, are you sure about this? Said Twilight with a hint of worry. No problem, Chui. You guys know what I'm capabilities of. Every pony knows how powerful Naruto is but couldn't help but worry. Well, Sugar Cube, I trust ya, said Applejack with a smile. Yeah, Naruto will kick Trixie's ass. Rainbow Dash smirked before receiving a whack on the head by Applejack, who's also giving her a stink eye for cursing. Naruto looks at Twilight with a serious expression. Twilight, we need to talk. The lavender mare raised an eyebrow with confusion and asked, Why? It's about how you reacted on your friend's comments about ponies with high talent of magic. W what? It don't know what you're talking about. Twilight defends herself. Her friends raise an eyebrow, but Spike knows what Naruto is talking about. What's he talking about, Chui? Asked Rainbow Dash. I'll look at the time. Twilight looks at her hoof, pretended there was a watch there. As she hastily make her retreat, she was stopped by Naruto's chakra arms lifting her in midair. Naruto turned his chakra arms and let Twilight faces her friends. Twilight, I know you're lying, but to make sure AJ looks if she lying. Applejack nodded. She approached Twilight. Okay, Sugar Cube, what are you hiding from us? Applejack raised her brow and looks at Twilight, making her sweat. I don't know what you're talking about. Applejack using her chakra to enhance her hearing to hear Twilight's heartbeat. Applejack can tell who's lying and who's not naturally, but now with chakra she can tell who is lying in an instant. Applejack frowns at her friend. Chui, you're lying. Twilight tries to protest but can't say anything. She knows Applejack can tell if she's lying. She sighs in defeat. When you guys commented about ponies with high talent of magic, Twilight's ear flapped down with a frown. That pony with talent of magic are nothing but show off. If I show you guys my magic to show Trixie that she's nothing, I was afraid that you guys will think of me less of a friend. Twilight looks away from her friends. Whoa, magical talent has nothing to do with it. Trixie's just an insufferable loudmouth, responded Rainbow Dash. She's not very nice, Fluttershy added. All hat and no cattle, Applejack finished. So you guys wouldn't have minded if I had done something about her earlier? Twilight asked. Of course not, Twilight. Why didn't you do something earlier if you could have? Asked Rainbow in confusion. I'm sorry. It's just, I saw how every pony reacted to Trixie's magic tricks and thought I'd get the same treatment if I showed what I could do, replied Twilight. Chui, your magical ability is a part of who you are, and we like who you are, Sugar Cube. We're proud to have a talented unicorn as our friend," said Applejack. Twilight sighed in relief at this. "Although it would have been cool if you showed Trixie who's boss, but Naruto will tramp her tomorrow." Rainbow Dash grins, making every pony chuckles. "Really, so you all don't care how good with magic I am?" asked Twilight. They all answered together. "Nope. But still I want to see Twilight humiliate Trixie," said Spike. "Yeah." Twilight smiled. Thanks girls, and thank you Naruto. I think you just helped me learn a valuable lesson in friendship." Then every pony went to their separate homes. Naruto walks towards to his house. When he opened the door, a small orange blur tackles him. "Scuttle, get off!" Naruto groaned, while the little filly giggled. "I'm just glad you're home," said Scuttle with a smile. Naruto stood up and smiles at his little sister back. "Come on, let's get ready for dinner." Scuttle nodded, following the blonde stallion to the kitchen. While Naruto doing some cooking with his shadow clones, Scuttle asked Naruto about Trixie. "So, I hear you have a duel against a new pony in town." "Yeah," Naruto nodded while chopping the onions. "I just know you can kick flank tomorrow. That new pony got no chance." Scuttle praises her brother. "Thanks Scoot, I know I got your support." Naruto serves her ramen in front of her. Scuttle looks somewhat disappointed. "Bro, I know you love ramen. But can we eat something else?" As Naruto sat on his chair. "Like? I don't know anything. We have ramen every day. It can get a little tiring to eat almost the same food." "I guess it is, a little tiring. Alright, maybe tomorrow I go to Twilight and rent some cookbooks." Scuttle nodded. "Good, I hope you're the only one who's addicted to eat something." Canterlot. Princess Celestia sneezes. Luna looks at her sister with concern. "Are thou alright, sister?" "I'm fine, I just hope I don't catch a cold," said Celestia as she continues eating her cake. Luna sighed. "Sister, thou should stop eating cake all of time." Celestia gasped. "No, cake is food of God in my case, goddess." She continues eating her cake. Luna face hooves. "I hope thou is only the one to have an addiction to eating something." Back in Ponyville. Naruto sneezes. "You okay?" asked Scuttle. "Yeah, I'm okay," replied Naruto. The night was dark and gloomy in the Everfree Forest as it always was there, but two colts walking through the forest to find a certain cave. When they entered the cave, it was pitch black. "Oh, how are we gonna find an Ursa Major when I can't even see my own hoof in front of my face?" Snips asked. "Hold on," Snail said as he grunted a little and was able to make his horn light up. "Oh, heh. That's better." The two hear a growl. They turn their heads to see the Ursa. "Yeah. The idiot duo shout in fright. The Ursa roars. The two then run out of the cave and head towards Ponyville. "Trixie!" the two shouted. The Ursa give chase. After the Ursa left the cave, another growl can be heard through the cave, but louder. Spike walking through Ponyville. It was a quiet night for the little Drake until he saw two colts running fast as they could. He saw something purple, looks like a large hill. When the hill stood up, what he saw made him shocked and scared, and he saw Naruto teleported in town square. He rushes to Twilight to tell what he saw. "Twilight!" Spike shouted as he ran through the door to the library. "Spike?" Twilight asked, walking away from the book she had been reading. "What's wrong?" Spike opened his mouth to say something, but was interrupted by the ground shaking weakly. "That," he finally said. "What's making the ground shake like that?" Twilight asked, still feeling the weak quaking that was slowly getting stronger. It's an Ursa Major and dash," Spike said before Twilight cut him off. "You mean the giant blue bear that Trixie defeated in Hoofington?" Twilight said, hoping that this wouldn't be the case. "Well, not quite," Spike said, hearing a sigh of relief from Twilight. "This one's purple." Twilight's heart sunk. She had just read in her book that an Ursa Minor was a large blue baby bear that could be soothed with the right kinds of magic. But an Ursa Major was something much more terrifying. It was significantly larger and significantly more powerful. "Spike," Twilight said seriously, "I need you to write a letter to Princess Celestia." We need to get her here. Ponyville is in serious danger. But, Twilight, Spike said, she'll never get them. She won't even be awake. Twilight knew this was the case, but saw no alternative. Just start sending as many scrolls as you can, Twilight said desperately. She's got to notice them eventually. I'll try my best, Spike said, nervous that he had been tasked with something so important. You need to hurry though. Naruto is down there by himself. He sent me away so I could get you. What? I've got to get down there, Twilight shouted as she ran for the door. However, she had to say one more thing. Spike, if you don't get a response from the princess in 10 minutes, get every pony out of town. They should all be at City Hall. Please. Few minutes earlier, Naruto and Scootaloo were now getting ready for bed. Naruto lets out a yawn. Asterisk yawn asterisk good night Scootaloo, sleep well. Good night Naruto. But before they even got a chance to lay their heads down, their whole house was suddenly shaken by a loud booming. What the hell was that? Naruto asked as he sat up. Another shake occurred. Naruto, what's going on? Scootaloo asked. Naruto hopped out of bed as another shake occurred. Okay, what in the name of nine hell is going on here? Scootaloo, you stay still, I'll check it out. But I want to help, whined Scootaloo. No, you may know Jutsu, but you're still a little filly. Fine, Scootaloo pouted cutely. Naruto chuckles and ruffles her mane. Scootaloo giggles but turns into a frowns. You'll be okay, right? Don't worry, I'll be fine. Naruto disappears and a yellow flash teleported him into town square. When he arrived, he saw a giant bear looking like it was made out of stars. Naruto was stunned. What is that thing? He looked around, and was glad to see every pony leaving their homes, and heading away from the Ursa. The further away they were, the safer they were. Until he heard a cry. Naruto! Cried Twilight. As she was about to reach the stallion, a massive claw overshadowed her. Her eyes went wide, the claw approached her in high speed. When Naruto saw this, he automatically used his Harassian marker on Twilight. Don't ask where he placed those marker on each of his friends, he teleported it to Twilight. As Twilight prepared to see her end, a yellow flash blinking her. When she opened her eyes, she saw Naruto's handsome face. You okay, Chui? The lavender mare nodded. What is that thing? Naruto asked. That's an Ursa Minor, answered Twilight, but something is wrong. But Spike said it is an Ursa Major who's attacking. Does this happen to be as large as a bijou, purple, and have stars that looks like your cutie mark on its forehead? Yeah, how did you know? Naruto pointed a large purple hill coming from the everfree forest that is moving towards the town. I'll take a guess that's Ursa Major. Twilight dumbly nodded. Okay, I know why it's here, cause the baby is here. What we gonna do? Asked Twilight. Okay, you take care of the little guy, while I take care of Big Mama over there. Twilight's colors drain and return when Naruto suggests he take care of the Ursa Major. Are you crazy? You can't take care of an Ursa Major by yourself, she shouted at him. Naruto's head ringed from the mare's shouting. Don't worry, I got the bijous with me. But, before Twilight could say anything, the orange stallion disappears. She got angry and shouted. Fine, get yourself killed, stubborn stallion. Twilight rushes to the direction of the Ursa Minor, and muttering, Don't die, Naruto. When Naruto arrived to the forest, the Major is already reaching the edge of the forest. It lets out a huge roar that could hear all the way to Canterlot. Okay, it seems you guys will have a lot of fun fighting this thing, said Naruto to the bijous in his mindscape. Hell yeah, I'm waiting for some action even since forever, said Shikaku excitedly. Let me be the one to face it. What? Hell no. I'll be the one who's going to face it, said Kurama. Shikaku glares at the orange fox. No, I'll be the one, said Son Goku. The great ape sage will face this beast. No. Both Kurama and Shikaku shouted. They argue who faces the Ursa Major. Boys, this is not the time to argue, said Matatabi. Sister is right, we have to contain the Major, said Koko. I need to draw its attention away from Ponyville. Naruto rushes in the forest towards the large purple hill that is the Ursa Major. When he reached the Major, it's bigger than he thought. Well, it quite big. The Ursa Major stood about the same height as Kurama but a bit shorter than Kurama. Naruto needs to draw its attention. Hey! Shouted Naruto, but the bear didn't respond. It kept moving toward town. Hey! He shouted again, but still the bear didn't notice him. Naruto got angry. He inhales and releases a huge fireball at the purple bear. The hit connects on the head of the Ursa Major, causing to explode on contact. The Ursa roars in pain. When the smoke cleared, the Ursa looks behind and saw Naruto. Hey! You sorry excuse of a Care Bear reject. The Ursa lets out huge roar at Naruto. Ever heard of breath mints? The Ursa blinks. It got angry and unleashed her paws to crush Naruto. Naruto dodged it. He inhales again to unleash numerous of fireballs and hit the Ursa's face. The Ursa wasn't much affected by it, then swings her claw at Naruto. Naruto dodged it again, but his eyes went wide when another claw swung at him. Naruto got hit from the claw and flew through into a bunch of trees, making the blonde knockout cold. When Ursa looks at the orange stallion, it turns into poof of smoke. It was a clone. The Ursa searched for the blonde shinobi until it heard a grinding sound. When it looks behind, it saw Naruto rushes toward at her with a blue orb on his hoof. Rasengan. Naruto slams the jutsu on the Ursa's knee, making it fall over and off balance. But the Ursa quickly stood up and swung another of its mighty claw at Naruto. This time Naruto blocked it with his chakra arms. Both Naruto and the Ursa are struggling who will get the upper hoof. The Ursa is slightly stronger than Naruto, pushing the blonde shinobi flying through the sky. While Naruto is in midair, he summoned a bunch of clones and dived down to the purple bear. When the Ursa saw the bunch of Narutos approaching her at high speed, it swings its paw, hitting numerous of Narutos, creating a huge smoke. When the Ursa looks closer, a blue light shines through the smoke. When the smoke clears, it reveals Naruto with a gigantic blue orb and slams it to the Ursa downward, creating a gigantic crater that 1/4 of the Bijidama power. When the smoke cleared, automatically the Ursa stood up without a scratch. This thing is tougher than I thought. It seems you guys are up. The Biju nodded. Naruto starting to change shapes. Slowly his fur started to change to orange and growing in size. His mouth starting to turn like a dog nose. His hooves changed to hands and feet. His tail or tails becomes 9 of them. Naruto changes into Kurama. It's not chakra mode, it's full transformation of Kurama. Naruto/Kurama roar at the sky. Every pony in Ponyville saw a gigantic fox versus Ursa Major. This battle turns into an epic monsters battle. After Twilight puts the Ursa Minor to sleep, she looks at the distance, seeing Naruto going Biju mode. Trixie's jaw drops seeing this. And the two colts also open their mouth, hanging them down. Twilight's eyes went wide. She was about to rush towards the battle, until her friends called her. Twilight! Cried Applejack, Rainbow, Pinkie, Fluttershy, Rarity and Spike. Twilight! What's going on? Asked Rainbow. Naruto is fighting the Ursa Major. What? Everpony shouted. Trixie and the two colts were shocked to the core. Naruto and Earth Pony, who is the fox, now is fighting the Ursa Major one-on-one. What? That can't be the Earth Pony who's challenging Trixie this afternoon, asked Trixie, who won't believe that Naruto is the fox. That is Naruto, Trixie. Naruto has equal powers with Princess Celestia. That's Zealot Trixie and the two idiot colts, truly shocked to the core. In Trixie's mind, she was about to challenge the stallion tomorrow. He could destroy her, without breaking a sweat. Back at the battle, the two titans stare off. No one's making a move, the Ursa somewhat frightened seeing a creature as big as her. Naruto/Kurama smirked seeing the Ursa shaking. The two slowly moves towards each other, then gaining some speed, faster, and unleashing a mighty roar at each other while running. Both swing their paws at each other, but Naruto/Kurama was faster. He punches the Ursa at the face, then another and another. Naruto/Kurama punched the Ursa constantly. The Ursa is feeling the damage from each punches. It uses her large body to shoulder charge at Naruto/Kurama, trying to stop the fox punching her. But unfortunately it was lifted by Naruto/Kurama up to the air, throwing her a few distance from Naruto/Kurama. The Ursa had enough. It opened its mouth, a light shine in its mouth like charging or something. The light is getting brighter, then the Ursa fires light like a beam at Naruto/Kurama. Their eyes went wide seeing the light beam fast approaching them. They dodge it by an inch, the Ursa fires the beam again. Before they could think of anything else, a multipliable of beam fires at them. Using their superior speed, they dodge the incoming beams. At Ponyville, every pony's jaw drops at an Ursa shooting a light beam from its mouth. Twilight! What was that? Shouted Spike. I don't know, but I read it on a book. The reason they call Ursa Major cause starring night fur, but there's another reason they also call Ursa Major cause they can shoot light beam that look like shooting star. It's like the power of a star that can burn through almost anything. Every pony were shocked again by this new information. Before any pony could say anything, they hear a huge boom. They turn to see the battle raging on. Naruto/Kurama dodge all those light beams. Their turn to fire back, they gather blue and dark energy in their mouth and fire at the Ursa with rapid fire Baijidama. Using their speed, they circle the Ursa while firing Baijidama. This Baijidama is not strong as the original Baijidama, but it's fast. The Ursa keeps getting hit. It may be tough, but it's very slow. This battle is speed versus endurance. The Ursa have high defense, but it's slow, while Naruto/Kurama have high speed and high regeneration. The battle went on like forever, both titans exhausted from all their work beating each other. They stare off one last time. Next moment they rush to each other. They getting closer and closer. One final attack. They punch each other on the face. Naruto/Kurama smiles widely. They were satisfied with this battle, and also the Ursa smiles widely before its eyes roll back behind her eye sockets. A creature could match an Ursa. Naruto/Kurama roar at their victory. Every pony in Ponyville cheers to their heroes. Even Trixie cheers for Naruto. Naruto returned to his original form, patting heavily. Well, that was fun, right, Kurama? Ha ha ha, you got that right, Kit. You should let me get some action next time when another of those things attacks, scoffed Shikaku. Sure thing, Shikaku. Naruto, limping to Ponyville. When he reached the edge of the town, he saw a large number of ponies cheering at him. The main six smiles and rushes towards him. Naruto smiles. Fluttershy reaches the blonde first. Naruto thought he will receive a hug, but what he receives is a slaps from Fluttershy. This is for hurting the Ursa, and this is for making us worry, and this is for being safe. And the last part was a hug. Naruto rubs his cheeks from the slapping before hugging back the yellow Pegasi. Then the others followed. They followed alright. They also slapped Naruto for being reckless and stubborn, then hugs him. While Naruto still rubbing his cheeks from all the slapping. Suddenly a bright light appears before them. When the light died down, it revealed the princesses. We came fast as we could. Is every pony alright? Asked Celestia. We're fine, princess, thanks to Naruto, answered Twilight. Celestia looks at the blonde who's had red cheeks from all the slapping. Good, how did this happen? Asked Luna. Oh, I have an idea, said Naruto. Trixie and the two colts slowly backs away from the crowd ponies, but before they could escape, Naruto's chakra arms catches them. Where do you think you're going? Asked Naruto with raised eyebrow. The short and round colt, Snips, chuckled nervously and said, We're late for something, offered lamely Snails, the tall and gangly unicorn colt. This must have something to do with you two who led those Ursa into Ponyville? Naruto inquired knowingly, and all eyes were on the two colts. We're sorry. We didn't mean to cause so much trouble, Snips cried. We were trying to find an Ursa Major for Trixie to vanquish, Snails sobbingly admitted. We just wanted to see some awesome magic. Snips conclude. Please don't hurt us. Celestia looks at the colts. Well, seeing no pony got hurt. Naruto cough. Well, except Naruto. Celestia let the moment hang and took a guilty pleasure in seeing Snips and Snails squirm, before she smiles mischievously and said, All right. I'll forgive you. Snips and Snails both sighed, but Celestia suddenly said, After you both clean up this whole mess the Ursa made. Snips and Snails looked at the destruction around them, and their jaws dropped at how much work is ahead of them. But that'll take forever, Snips complained. Then I suggest you get started. Naruto smirked, and both colts groaned in weary submission. For starters, you can clean up this mess. Twilight motioned to Trixie's smashed carriage. And what do you think, Spike? Should I give them number 25? She said slyly. Spike rubbed his claws together. Oh yes, number 25, and I think I deserve it too. Snips and Snails looked at each other frightened and confused. As did Nova and Starburst. Twilight focused her magic and a purple aura appeared on Spike's, Snips, and Snails' face. Mustaches appeared on each of their faces. Sweet! All three said in unison. 3 cheers for Naruto! Cheered some pony, and every pony joined in. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Party at Sugar Cube Corner! Announced Pinkie Pie. Every pony leaves to party at Sugar Cube Corner. As Trixie is about to head to a different direction, she was stopped by Luna. We're not done yet, Miss Lulamoon, Trixie gulps. In the next morning, Naruto was about to prepare for some breakfast until a knock at the door. Naruto opened the door and revealed Princess Celestia. Naruto raised an eyebrow. What can I do you for, Tia? Celestia blushes from that nickname before returning her composure. She clears her throat. Well, Naruto, I have a favor to ask you. Sure, so what's the favor? Celestia steps aside and behind was Trixie, who looks annoyed for some reason. Naruto raised a brow. I want you to take care of Trixie. In few moments Naruto just stood there, then he screams. What? As punishment for the Ursa, well, half of it. She had to learn the value of friendship, said Celestia with a grin on her face. And what better way to learn? Is learn from the best. But why me? How about the others? Celestia feels uncomfortable for a moment. I did Rainbow, Rarity, and Applejack. They won't have her, said Celestia. How about Twilight, Fluttershy, and Pinkie? Asked Naruto. Fluttershy offered, but Trixie is allergic to some animals at her home. For Twilight she offered as well, but Trixie denied her offer. For Pinkie, let us say Trixie won't think cupcakes the same way again, explained Celestia. So, only one left. Celestia was cut off by Naruto. Is me? Celestia nodded. You expect me to take care of her? No offense. Before Naruto could say anything, Trixie looks at him and glares. What? Is Trixie not good enough to care by one of the strongest ponies in Equestria? Trixie shouted with sarcasm. Whoa! Hold on there, I didn't. Or is he isn't good enough to care any pony? Okay, listen here. I take care of my little sister. Well, she's really taken care all right. Look at this place, dust everywhere. Hey! I have you know I clean this place top to bottom. Pretty clean up job. Okay, miss, complain a lot. If you want to stay here you should be more respectful. Respect to a ruffian. Bragger. Idiot. Show off. Whisker face. Whisker face, that's original. Celestia tries to calm the two ponies down. But to no avail, getting annoyed by this she leaked her own ki. The two pony felt the temperature drop. They look at the princess with a hint of fear. Now you two, as your princess I order you to get along. Understand? Celestia yells at them. Crystal, said both pony. Celestia nodded. Good, Trixie Lulamoon. In commanded tone. Yes, Highness. Trixie quickly obeys. Report me every lesson on friendship, if you learn some. Yes, Your Highness. Now I must go, I still have a day court to attend to. Celestia teleported to Canterlot in a flash of light. Naruto sighs, looking at Trixie, who is now complaining about the food in the kitchen. This is gonna be a long day. Naruto sighs one more time before muttering as he walks towards the kitchen. Chapter end.
Now watch daily exclusive uncensored lemon stories and mature content, along with NSFW images, featuring harem girls characters from the fics. Access all this and more on my Patreon. Click the link in the description to explore.